Hello everyone, welcome back. Rebecca Jean here with Style My Sweets. Today I'm bringing you more than 50 Christmas DIYs. I think there's 55, maybe more, something like that. I have a whole bunch of Christmas DIY home decor, room decor, so many fun things with wreaths, ornaments, just you name it. So I hope you guys will enjoy. You guys can see I still have my fall decor up. This is a compilation from last year, some of my favorite Christmas DIYs that we made here on my channel. I hope that you enjoy and I hope it gets you excited for some of the Christmas DIY decor that is to come very shortly. I know we're gonna get started with Christmas crafting and all that, but I'm not ready to decorate yet. So I still have my fall decor up, but let's go ahead and jump into these Christmas home decor, room decor DIYs. I have wreaths, ornaments, so many things. So I think you guys will really enjoy it. Let me know which ones are your favorites. I love hearing from you and seeing what kind of things you guys are into. And consider subscribing before you go. There's lots more to come, so I hope you'll stick around. And let's go ahead and get started.
Getting started, for this one, I'm using a candy cane wreath frame from Dollar Tree, along with this roll of burlap candy striped ribbon from Dollar General. I'm folding the ribbon over neatly and attaching it to itself with some hot glue along a straight edge on one of the ends, and then I just continue wrapping this ribbon diagonally around and around the frame, following the angle of the candy striping and overlapping the ribbon as I go until I reach the other end. And now I'm using a little bit more glue again on the other end to finish it off and glue that ribbon to itself again on the back of our candy cane. Now I've got two Christmas floral picks from Dollar Tree that I'm tying on here using a little bit of tinsel wire. I think these are actually called pipe cleaners, although I'm not exactly sure how they got that name. I feel like it's such a strange name. For my bow now, I tied a pretty simple basic bow out of this narrower burgundy ribbon. I've had this forever. I believe it was originally from Michael's though, because I did see it there recently. So if you're looking for it, Michael's carries it. So I'm also making another larger bow with some gold ribbon. I actually pulled this off of an older wreath in order to recycle and upcycle it. So use whatever gold ribbon that you have in order to do this. If you need one, Dollar Tree does have a sparkly gold ribbon that they carry. Some bright red and gold berries off of the Dollar Tree Christmas florals can be glued in and around the bow now to really finish it off and complete the look. And I love how perfect this candy cane wreath fits with Rustic Glam Christmas decor, and it looks gorgeous with even like a candy cane lane sweets, candy sweets Christmas theme as well. But it also, with the coloring on here, I feel like it really has some rustic touches as well. So pretty. I love how cute this turned out for Christmas. Make sure you also save your scraps of ribbon left over from that red candy striped ribbon, because we're going to be using it in an upcoming DIY later in this video. Moving on, I took a clear round ornament from Dollar Tree and filled it with a $1 package of red glitter balls, and I took the last remaining piece of that candy stripe ribbon now and made an adorable little bow out of it, perfect for topping off this Christmas ornament, along with gluing in a little piece of a pine garland tie around the top of the ornament and making a little loop out of another little piece of pine. No special reason, just wanted to add a little touch of greenery up top here. I glued on the bow, glued on the little circle of pine above the bow, and then I added another little red bow in the very center. These actually come in a whole pack of red and green bows for $1 at Dollar Tree. And here is how our little Christmas ornament DIY turned out. Again, so perfect for a rustic glam or country Christmas. On to the next one, and you guys guessed right. In the Christmas Sweets DIY video, I really wanted to try making a barn with this one. So I am taking one of these little wooden houses from Dollar Tree, and I'm using a couple coats of red acrylic paint from Walmart to cover this little wooden house sign from Dollar Tree. Chalk paint is thicker though, so if you have a red chalk paint, it's going to give you a better coverage, so go ahead and use that. I did not have any, so I'm just going with the acrylic paint that I already had. And then I used some white chalk paint on the roof and the windows, and I did dust on some fine glitter over the white paint to give it a little sparkle like a fresh coat of snow. You can also use a little bit of spackle from Dollar Tree to fill fill in the hole at the top of the barn, let that dry, and then just sand it flat and you can paint right over it. Now, if you want to make sure that your glitter doesn't stick onto the red part, you might want to wait and make sure that your red paint is already dried so that when you put on the glitter, it's basically going to just be sticking where you painted white for the snow. And now I went ahead and I painted a large brown square. Actually, it's more of a rectangle, I guess, in between the two windows here. So it's like a super large door. And I'm going to fill in inside of the windows with that same brown paint as well. Now, while that dries, I took some green acrylic paint from Dollar Tree to paint the tree on this little truck sign. And then I brushed some of the Dollar Tree green glitter glue on the top edges of the tree just to add some sparkle where the snow might have fallen on here. Let that dry and then go back to the barn. Now, the brown paint has already had a chance to mostly dry a little bit on here. So I'm going to come in with this bottle of white fabric paint. I also got this in Dollar Tree, and it's perfect for outlining things like this when I'm painting. So like you see, I outline the doors, and then I also used it to create the details on the barn doors and windows with this, and it is perfect. Plus it's a little bit raised, so it actually gives you a little bit more dimension to the project as well, and gives it a little bit more of a like realistic 3D look. As you guys can see, I was really alternating, going back and forth while I wait for one of them to dry. I am working on the other one. So back on the truck, I now did the wheels black and the truck in blue paint. Even though the little red truck theme is always popular for Christmas, because I did a red barn, I wanted to have some contrast, and so I just decided to go with blue for the truck. Once the truck was dry, I outlined the top edges of everything with the white fabric paint. Again, it helps give it more dimension and brings in the look of some freshly fallen snow on the top. Now, I'm taking one of these wooden decor signs from Dollar Tree. You can either paint it all white or use a white sign and flip it over to hide the writing and just use the back of the sign as the top of your base here. I am using this for my base and then using some leftover wooden blocks from a tumbling tower game in order to glue on the back as support pieces to hold up the barn and the truck. So you can use a little hot glue, you can use wood glue. I also added a little Christmas village tree, or you can add 2 trees onto the left side over here by the barn, and then I glued some leftover pieces of pine that I had from Dollar Tree Christmas floral branches. I pulled those out and glued them into the back of the truck on either side of the little wooden tree, and I think it just makes it look a little bit more realistic because these branches have some texture. I also used the wooden handle from a foam brush in order to dip it into my chalk paint and then create like a little pathway of stones. Honestly, you could probably use your pinky finger or even like a Q-tip or something for this. And I'm just doing it in the color Castle, which I honestly think is the perfect shade of brown and gray combination to make some stones for our pathway here. And while that is wet, I also sprinkled on some glitter so that these little cobblestones would have that look of some glistening fresh snow. Now, I formed a wreath out of a scrap of a pine, a twist tie piece that was left over, and then I glued in some red glitter balls. These were also left over from a package of those red and gold base filler balls that Dollar Tree sells. And then I just glued my wreath onto the front doors of the barn. I think this really makes it look even more like barn doors, having a wreath on it. I really like how this turned out. And I added a little bow onto here as well. I love how cute and adorable this Christmas tree farm DIY decor turned out, and I can only imagine how cute this would be in every color combination as well. So if you create any of these, I would love if you shared them with me on Instagram or Facebook by tagging me at Style My Sweets. I love seeing all of your beautiful DIYs as well. Now we are on to the next one, where I'm taking 2 of the 18-inch Christmas trees from Dollar Tree, and I'm taking the ends of both and then inserting the bottom of one onto the top branch of the other in order to make this too high. Be warned, this DIY is not very sturdy, but it does look super cute in my hallway, and no one would ever know just by looking at it that this ever came from Dollar Tree supplies, because this is going to give you like a pretty good size tree. So anyway, I'm just going to show you guys how I did this. I know there's multiple ways to create these taller trees out of the Dollar Tree trees. So with the two trees together, I'm putting the base of the bottom one into a funnel, and you'll see why in a minute. And that's just going to help hold it there. You can add some glue to keep it in place. But then I'm going to take a pack of the pine garland ties, and I'm using these to fill out these trees and also to help hold them together, twisting them tightly around, especially around the middle, to kind of tie the two trees together. As you get toward the top, you can also cut these ties in half and twist them in there. And this is just going to, number one, fill in your trees, and number two, tying these around the center is really what I'm using to anchor and try to secure the two trees together. So it's still not a perfect fit. They're still a little bit wobbly. But putting this in the corner, like I said, no one would even know, and I think it turned out so cute for honestly just a few dollars that I wanted to share it with you guys anyway, and hopefully it will kind of give you some ideas and inspiration. And then I placed this tree into a little DIY wooden basket container. We made this in a previous video. It was actually back in one of my fall videos, and I figured, hey, why not? I'm going to reuse this as a little tree basket. Now you can decorate your Dollar Tree Christmas tree here with some leftover Dollar Tree ribbon or deco mesh, maybe some other crafting supplies that you've been using. I love how the deco mesh really helps hide empty spaces, and it just helps fill in the tree better. I also added in some floral picks. Now, of course, I added a pack of my favorite twinkle lights into this tree. I love the fact that they have 8 settings along with a timer remote control, which is awesome. And I'm going to have them linked for you if you want to get some for your own decorating. The next DIY is one I showed you guys a couple years ago, and since I needed more of them for my mantle this year, I wanted to quickly show you again since I get so many questions on how I made these ornaments. Add some glue around the base of the light bulb and then press it up into the hole in one of the smaller ornaments, and then glue the 2 flat sides together of that smaller ornament onto the bottom of a larger ornament. And then I glued the remaining large ornament on top of that. And this one will be the hanger one now, with a large ornament on top, followed by a small one, another large one, another small one, and finally a pointed chandelier light bulb on the bottom. You want to glue these as neatly as you can, but you also want a pretty generous amount of hot glue to really secure everything as best as you can. The good news is that these are pretty lightweight ornaments, although since the bottom part is actually glass, you definitely want to be careful with them. I'm doing white for my Winter Wonderland living room mantle this year, but I've also made these in rose gold in the past, and they were so pretty and looked amazing. So I will link my original video down below if you like this style ornament, because I included additional ways to make and decorate and style these finial ornaments in that video as well. So check my description box down below if you want some more ideas for creating finial ornaments. All right, on to the next one. I started with this large ornament and wall decor sign from Dollar Tree and painted it over with white chalk paint. And then once it was dry, I used painter's tape to make a stripe about 1/2 inch wide, about 1/3 of the way down the ornament. And then I did another 1/2 inch wide band going across lower down as well, so that the 2 stripe sections, they kind of section the ornament in 2/3. And then I painted those striped sections in some red paint. I then removed the painter's tape, and now you can see I have these red stripes on here. And so I used some gold rub-on transfer stickers from Dollar Tree to spell out Merry Christmas. Now I had a few ideas for this ornament decor, and I was not really clear on where I was going with it. So honestly, the next part is just me winging it and trying out my ideas in order to see what this is going to turn into by the time I'm done. So you'll have to let me know if this idea turned out to be a win or a fail in your opinion. I tried using some double-sided tape now to attach this orange glitter ribbon from Dollar Tree across both the top and bottom sections. Although I think that probably using green, gold, or silver would have ended up just looking more Christmassy for sure. But I was willing to try orange because I have orange in my bedroom wall art and pillows, and now in my leopard tree. So I was just curious how the orange might look and if I could incorporate the orange into the Christmas decor in my bedroom. So I came back with these gold stickers and I added rows of those, which I think they kind of finish the look, and they also help keep the ribbon and everything in place more neatly here, using them along the edges of the ribbon. And then I used a bottle of gold glitter paint to finish up the top of the ornament. So anyway, like I said, let me know if you think this idea was a win or a fail in your opinion. Honestly, it didn't turn out as well as I had hoped, but hopefully it will still give you some ideas and inspiration. For the next DIY, I am taking a little pack of these little Dollar Tree foam filler ornament pieces, and these have little stockings, Christmas trees, stars, and snowflakes. They are super cute. I actually only grabbed one pack of these while I was in Dollar Tree, so if you like this one, definitely consider getting a few extra packs. But I took just a needle and some fishing line, a clear little string of fishing line or fishing wire, and I just strung all of these pieces, alternating them, and I think they make an adorable little Christmas garland. I mean, you could put these into a basket, but they look super cute actually on a tree, or you could hang them on the wall. They just make an adorable festive little garland. I really like how this turned out, and I actually ended up sticking it into Kylie's little gingerbread Christmas tree. The next one is a super cute Christmas lantern. This one costs $3 to get a canvas frame and 2 wooden decor frames. On the canvas frame, I removed all the staples on the back and I pulled the wooden frame apart into 4 pieces. I'm not gonna lie, this was honestly such a pain to do, but it does give you the perfect wooden pieces for just $1. So in order to save the money and get it for just $1, then I guess it's worth pulling out all of those staples. But definitely be careful. Remove the stickers now from your wooden boxes, and then you can use wood glue on one side and hot glue on the other side in each corner in order to get a really super good strong hold, and you can attach your wooden pieces from the canvas frame into each inside corner of the box. Stand them up nice and straight, and then add wood glue and hot glue again, one on each side, the same way on the top corners, and place your box over the top so that the wooden pieces will all stick up inside the square sign on top. And this is all going to be glued together. I did already sand most of the glitter off the top, although I'm going to add florals and bows up here. So if you didn't sand it first, no one will really know anyway. But anyway, go ahead and paint your entire lantern now, whatever color you prefer. I did mine with white chalk paint, and I do like that the chalk paint is kind of thick, so it does help really hide like any imperfections. I also added this little scrap of wood as a handle. This is actually just the end piece from one of those little wooden Dollar Tree wooden trays. So if you love the look, pick up one of those wooden crate tray boxes at Dollar Tree, and you can use both ends and get handles for 2 lanterns like this just for $1. Now I glued this 97-cent pick of berries along with a scrap of pine and a little ornament and a simple little bow that I made just by looping over this ribbon a few times, tying it off with some floral wire or pipe cleaner, and leaving 2 long ends trailing down that I trimmed inward diagonally to give them a boutique finish and complete the look. I also added some gold glitter paint on top of the berries, along with adding a little mini bow that I made out of this white and gold mini ribbon from Dollar Tree. And then I came back to lightly add in some antiquing wax on the edges just to give this lantern a little bit more dimension and a little bit of an aged look. You could also use a little bit of stain or a diluted paint for a really similar effect. I also added in one of my favorite LED timer candles in here, along with some gold vase filler balls. You can get a whole bag of these at Dollar Tree, and I love that these candles have a timer, so they just go on every day at the same time. Super easy and convenient, and I will have these linked down below. For this one, I am taking a Halloween sign I picked up at Dollar Tree because I really liked the shape of this one with the edges where they kind of look like old wood. You could obviously sand down the glitter and use the front side, but You can always just flip over the sign and use the back of it for your sign instead, and that is what I'm going to do. I don't feel like sanding off the glitter, so. And the bonus, I guess, is that you kind of get like a reversible sign for both seasons if you're into that. Anyway, I pried out the staples so that I could use the back and have a nice smooth flat surface, and then I painted over it with white chalk paint. Now I kind of did this lightly, brushing the paint on so that it kind of leaves a little bit of that brown color still peeking through the paint. I also went side to side, like left to right, with the paintbrush horizontally, so it's going to help give the illusion of like the wood grain all going the same direction, if that makes sense. Then I took a Home Sweet Home stencil from Dollar Tree and used my black Sharpie paint pen to create the lettering on here. I also added some little winter branches on the bottom along with some berries I cut off of, I think it was like 97-cent floral pick I got in Walmart. Now, I had a little scrap of ribbon left as well, so I liked the gold on here. Dollar Tree has tons of choices, so honestly, use whatever ribbon you have, but I folded this little piece into 3 little loops with one tail piece coming down, and then I just tied that off with some floral wire and glued it in the center. I thought this was so pretty, and I was just going to maybe set this on a shelf somewhere, but ultimately, I ended up coming back and then securing some twine onto the back of my sign to make a hanger, and I just did 2 generous piles of hot glue on each end onto the twine and then just let that dry. And once that was fully dry, this is working out just fine, so I can hang this up in our hallway now. Okay, on to the next one. I love how pretty this one turned out. I'm taking one of these sphere-looking wreath frames along with one of these vases, and I spray painted everything gold. Actually, if you have a vase that you like with a round top instead of a square top, that would probably work even better. I just wanted to try to make this work using what I already had. I'm gluing the wires of the sphere onto the top of the vase, and the wires are not totally even, so this is harder than it looked. I did end up cutting a couple scraps of like a wooden popsicle stick that I could just shove in there wherever there was a gap between the wire and the glass, and just to kind of help give it a little bit more stability, and plenty of hot glue. I'm also gluing a foam piece into the center as well. Now, I always leave the styrofoam in plastic. I don't know why. We're going to cover it up anyway, and I guess I just think it's kind of less messy this way, and the glue also isn't melting into the styrofoam either, so I just always leave my styrofoam in the plastic. Anyway, I did have to go back in with the hot glue a few times in order to really connect everything between the styrofoam and the metal frame and our glass vase. And this way I just really filled in any of the gaps and spaces underneath in there. And once it was all dry, honestly, I was pretty pleased with how stable it all turned out. So no worries, it did work out. Of course, now you could add any florals or floral picks in here that you would like. I have red poinsettia flowers, a bunch of these that I got in Dollar Tree, so I'm going to add those along with some pieces from about 4 of these Christmas floral picks. I'm using the greenery and sticking those in along in the under portion so that they're kind of coming down, and then doing all the poinsettias up in the center. I also stuck in the berries and pine cones, and I finished it up adding in some of these gold berries from Dollar Tree as well. The top still looks very incomplete. If you notice, the metal is still like all showing up there, and it looks kind of a little weird, so I decided to take some ribbon and see if we could make the top look a little bit better and a little bit more festive. So I'm taking some red ribbon, some red deco mesh, along with some gold glitter ribbon. I got all of these in Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to create some easy bows for the top just by either folding the ribbon over on itself a few times and then gathering the loops either on the underside or in the middle, and then pinching them off with some floral wire. Now I tied these bows up at the top with the remaining floral wire, and here is what this one turned out like. I think it would be so pretty in any combination of colors to fit with your Christmas decor or your Christmas color theme, but the red and gold on this one is really making it feel super bright and fun and so Christmassy and so festive in here. Next, I've got some easy Christmas ornaments to share with you guys. Now, for this one, I'm taking one of these snow globe ornaments along with a little tree. I did have to cut off the bottom of the tree in order to get this the right height to fit in here, and then I glued that inside the center of the lid. Go ahead and add some glitter or faux snow. I actually ended up going with Epsom salt. I don't know how well that's going to work long term, but anyway, I think it will look pretty cute for at least this holiday season. So just use whatever you have, whatever works for you. I sprayed the little ornament hook gold as well, and then I actually could have spray painted the lid gold too before I glued the tree in there, but I had already added some sparkly gold ribbon around the outside edge. So anyway, I just left that part as it is, and here is how it turned out. On to the next one, I filled a large clear ornament with red glitter berries, or they're red glitter balls, I guess, from Dollar Tree. These are the vase filler packs that come red and gold in a pack. And then I just used red ones in here, and I cut several strands of twine to make a bow up at the top. I actually added a piece of greenery around the top part before adding the bow, but it's not necessary. Just make this however you like it. And then you could add in some small bells or any addition of Christmas florals. Would be really cute in here as well. Don't worry, I also have another DIY coming where I used the gold balls out of this package. So I set them all aside and used the red ones for this ornament and all the gold ones in an upcoming DIY. The next ornament I made using another large clear ornament from Dollar Tree, and my idea was to create some winter berries and branches on here. I tried outlining my design with this Dollar Tree glass writer marker, but I wasn't crazy about how it was looking. So honestly, I think the best thing is just take a small brush and some brown chalk paint or brown acrylic paint and just freehand some branches and sticks on here, just whatever looks good to you. And then you can take some of the squeeze bottles of glitter glue from Dollar Tree. That's what I'm using to make berries on here. I did them in red and silver. I know they also have a gold one, and if you want to, you could also use some kind of white paint on here. I think they have a white fabric paint. I bet that would work on here as well. So whatever you like, make your berries on here. I mean, this ornament is fun and easy enough to have the kids help make it as well. Here is how it turned out. I think this would be so pretty, whether with like traditional decor, rustic, country decor. You could even put this in with a winter wonderland tree. It's just got that like winter branches and winter berries, and I think it turned out really cute for honestly so super inexpensive to make. Next, we're making a little Christmas banner, and I'm just taking a $1 pack of these red felt Christmas stockings along with some stickers also from the Dollar Tree, and I'm actually just placing the stickers to be a stencil for me so that I can outline them with my white chalk marker, and I'm spelling out the word Christmas with one letter on each of these little red stockings. And then I strung all of the stockings with the letters onto some twine. I did add some little snowflake stickers up on the top. I got a whole pack of these in Dollar Tree as well. And now go ahead, remove the stickers. You could paint inside and fill them in with like a white paint if you want, but I decided to actually fill in inside that letter outline with glue that I picked up in Dollar Tree, and then I added some nice sparkly glitter on here. I just think glitter is making it so fun and bright for Christmas time, and I know this would be so cute hung on the mantle over a fireplace, but you guys know I'm all winter wonderland in there in the living room this year, so I kind of thought this red was going to be a little out of place, so I'm just going to hang this Christmas banner right out here in the entryway with our candy cane Christmas decor. Next up is a snowman, and for this one I'm painting this fall scarecrow sign over in white chalk paint. You're going to need a nice thick coat of paint in order to completely cover all the colors on this sign. And then once that's dry, I'm taking this extra wooden piece. I think this one actually broke off the sides of one of the Dollar Tree little wooden trays or something, but you could easily cut the ends off of one of like the jumbo popsicle sticks from Walmart, and you can use that, or you could even use one of just the wooden rectangles that Dollar Tree sells in their craft section, where you get 6 of them for $1. So use whatever you have, use what works for you. I mean, in a pinch, you could probably even cut a piece of cardboard in this rectangle shape to attach to make the brim of our snowman's hat. So I glued that on to make the brim, and then I just painted the whole hat black with my black chalk paint. I used some of the Dollar Tree acrylic paint to make basically an orange triangle kind of sideways on here to be his little carrot nose, and then I did his eyes with my black Sharpie paint pen. I got to thinking though, if I tried to make like the rocks or coal or whatever for his smile, I thought he might end up looking like a Halloween character that was missing teeth or something. So I just went for a basic, simple, happy smile and left it at that. Now, I got interrupted at this point making this snowman, so I ended up coming back to finish the snowman actually like a week later, so that's why my nails suddenly look completely different now. Yeah, they didn't grow super long in a week. I'm actually using press-on nails. Been buying lots of press-on nails from them, and I get to mix and match and change up my nails for the seasons, which is a lot of fun. Anyway, I glued on 2 silver snowflakes for buttons and tied a plaid Dollar Tree scarf around his neck. I did have to go around twice and then double knot the scarf, but anyway, I was able to do this without cutting the material, so this way we still have a perfectly good scarf to reuse after winter. We don't really need a scarf after winter, but you guys know what I mean. If we want to in the future, the scarf is still like perfectly good to reuse. Now, you could make this one even with an extra scarf, something you might already have around the house, or even just a scrap of material. It doesn't have to be like a legit scarf. You can just, use whatever scrap of material and make a cute little scarf looking decoration around his neck. And then the final touch here is just adding some Christmas florals to our snowman's hat. I got everything in Dollar Tree, super easy, super affordable to make for Christmas. And this cute little snowman can hang out in your home all winter long as well, not just for Christmas. Now we are on to the next one. I'm still obsessed with how cute our little sunflower truck DIY turned out back in one of my fall DIY videos. Let me know if you guys saw that one. It was so cute. But for today, we are taking another one of these little red truck signs from Dollar Tree and painting the back of the truck tailgate with black chalk paint, as well as painting over the pumpkins in the bed of the truck. I just want to give myself like a clean, clear slate to work on. So I think if you paint it black or white or even red to match the truck, that would work as well. Now I'm taking some DIY wooden stickers from Dollar Tree. You get a whole pack of these, and I'm going to use a couple packs because you only get a few of the present gift stickers in each pack, and basically I just want the gift stickers out of here. So I decorated them with these red and green glitter markers from Dollar Tree, along with a black marker, a white chalk marker, and also some of the Dollar Tree craft glue and some glitter. I even tried painting one of them with chalk paint and then sprinkling the glitter onto that, and that worked out really great as well.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light while we're dancing around the Christmas tree.
I did use 2 of the glitter Christmas tree stickers with the gift box stickers just to help fill in some of the space in here. And on the tailgate, I took my chalk marker to write Merry Christmas. I know, so creative, right? Let me know what you would write on here. You guys come up with a lot more clever sayings and cute things to write on here than I do. So I always love reading your suggestions of what else we could write on the tailgate of this truck. Now, I also pulled off the arrow and I flipped it over so that, again, I didn't want to have to sand off the glitter on this. You could even just leave it off. You really don't even need the arrow here, but if you want to, I decided to just paint mine white and make a sign pointing which way to Santa's workshop, since that's what half the rooms in our house feel like during the holidays, between gift making, DIY crafts, all of the crafting and Christmas decorations, decor, gift wrapping, DIYing, all of that. So Merry Christmas. Santa's workshop is right this way, like into the dining room. This year, I guess the elves are driving around in little red trucks filled to the brim with brightly wrapped Christmas gifts. Winter Wonderland wreath. I'm starting with a wreath frame from Dollar Tree, and we're just going to completely wrap one of those Dollar Tree garlands around it. I believe these are like 15 feet long or so. You'll need probably 2 garlands to cover this frame and make it really full. And then I kind of fell in love with these icy minty green glitter Christmas florals. They are such a neutral, icy pastel baby green, and I think they're so perfect for winter. So I think these are new at Dollar Tree this year. Let me know if you've seen them before. I might be wrong, but this is the first time I've seen them, and I think they're really perfect for any of your Winter Wonderland decor or DIYs. All I did was cut up a few of these and separate all of the individual branches and picks. And now I used a little hot glue to attach them onto the wreath, gluing them on, and I arranged them so that they are all kind of going the same direction all the way around the wreath, whether you want to go clockwise or counterclockwise. And then you can kind of angle them so that like one face is a little bit more into the center and then one face is a little bit more toward the outside. And then just go like that all the way around. For a gorgeous matching bow, there's multiple options. I tried out this green and white deco mesh. Honestly, this just wasn't working. I didn't like the look. It wasn't working for me. So what I ended up using was some silver glitter ribbon along with some white deco mesh. I love how glittery and sparkly this one is. I mean, I say glitter, it's more like iridescent, sparkly. And the deco mesh is so fun too. So it's really easy to work with in a way because it just like kind of sticks to itself and it's puffy and fun and it just looks so full for very little work to make like a fun fluffy bow. Now to make my bow, I overlap the ribbon back and forth, making big folds, and then gather it up tight in the center, and I just tie that off with some wire. The deco mesh curls, they stick to themselves anyway, so it's actually pretty easy to fluff it up, and it just looks super fun and whimsical in a holiday wreath. I also made a couple of folds of a burlap and lace ribbon. I had some of this one from Dollar Tree as well, folded that back and forth, and I gather it up in the center and tie that right into the wreath as well. I love the mix of rustic burlap, elegant lace, sparkly winter deco mesh, and glam glitter ribbon all together for a Winter Wonderland wreath. I also decided to add in a little silver star tree topper ornament here, just as like a little accent ornament piece, along with adding some bunches of silver berries. I took these off of one bunch from a Dollar Tree Christmas pick, and here is how the whole thing turned out. I'm planning to give this one to my mother-in-law for her kitchen since it matches her winter decor so well. We just decorated for her with kind of a wintry flocked snowy theme in her kitchen and a tree in the living room with a pink and purple theme actually on that tree she wanted to try. So it is a flocked tree with pink and purple. If you're curious and you want to check it out, I will have that video linked up top here and down below as well. I actually shared that on my vlog channel or lifestyle channel, Rebecca Jean. The next DIY is a super duper easy winter wonderland ornament with a little sparkle and glam. I'm taking one of these shiny little pom-pom keychain accessories and cutting into it in order to get a piece of the tinsel part off. Basically, there's like a little ball inside that's too large to fit down inside our ornament. Shove that piece of tinsel down inside the ornament, and that's it. Put the top back on and you're good to go. Here's how this one turned out, and I think it's really cute. Again, for winter wonderland or like any snowy, sparkly themed decor, probably fit in with some glam decor. For the next one, I'm using a bit of our Floor Shine polish, and this dries clear. I'm gonna coat the inside of this ornament with it, but you could probably use any clear adhesive that you have down inside the ornament. Basically, you just want to cover the inside of this plastic ornament and then sprinkle some glitter down inside and roll that all around to spread out the glitter. This sparkly glitter from Dollar Tree is kind of chunky, but I think that the texture looks pretty cool. And now we can go ahead and decorate the top. So I popped my little top back onto the ornament. I wanted a glam pink theme for this one, and I actually found both of these sets of bows in Walmart where you get 6 of each of them for $1.98. So not a bad price for something really unique to accent some of your accessories for ornaments and things like that. So I'm gonna wrap some greenery around the top of the ornament, add a silver glitter floral piece, glue on the bow, and then if you really want to take it an extra step, you can even add like a little gem in the center of the bow if you want. I think this one looks so gorgeous and glam and feminine. The next one was kind of an experiment for me. So I wanted to do something with black, white, and gold that I could use in my Leopard tree. I'm doing a Leopard Christmas tree in my bedroom this year. But anyway, wait till you see how this one turned out. It did not turn out how I wanted, but I absolutely love it. So I'm going to share it with you guys. So I squeezed some white acrylic paint in like 4 lines down inside this ornament, and I just tried to spread it from the top, like going all the way down the side of the ornament on the inside to the bottom. And then I squeezed in some gold acrylic paint. I also had, these are both from Walmart, and I squeezed that in lines down the inside in between the white. And then I squeezed in some of this black acrylic paint alongside of the gold. Now, the black one is actually from Dollar Tree, and it's thicker than the 2 acrylic ones from Walmart. So I'll explain that in a minute. But now what we're going to do is just kind of roll the ornament and swirl it around. Try to swirl or spread the paint on the inside. So I thought that I was going to do something with thick stripes and spots this way and make it, I don't know, like more distinct lines, I guess. And I rolled it, just trying to kind of get the inside covered in between the spaces. But the more that I rolled it around trying to cover the entire inside, the more I realized that this is the perfect combo for a really beautiful marble ornament. For now, I am absolutely so happy with how beautiful this marbled ornament turned out for just about $1. I think it looks amazing, and it looks so classy, so expensive, and so high-end. I feel like this looks like it could easily cost way more than it did to make. Next, we are going to do a classic candle centerpiece DIY, taking one of these plastic trays from Dollar Tree and 3 glass votive cups, or their little glass votive holders. I love the shape of these, and now this is optional, but I used a little bit of glue to keep mine in place, and I just glued them onto the tray. And then I filled in around the votive holders with these cream-colored mums and some gold berries. I used some of the green leaves from the flowers as well, and I glued everything in place. You can also pop in a few of the mini ornaments from Dollar Tree if you want to. They have like gold, silver, red ones. I'm going to do gold. You can also add in some glitter branches if you want. I cut shorter pieces of these, and then I kind of tucked them in under the florals and bent them so that they would wrap around the glasses. And I can't wait to use this on my coffee table in the living room with my favorite LED flameless timer tea light candles. They are so realistic, and I can just leave them out without worrying about the kids or anything like that getting into the candles. So I'm going to actually have them linked below if you're curious and you want to check out these candles. For this one, I'm taking a basket from Dollar Tree. These come in a variety of colors, including some gold ones. Let me know if you've seen those in your Dollar Tree. I've seen them online, but never actually in real life. So I spray painted this basket rose gold, and now I'm adding a Dollar Tree Christmas tree onto the bottom. Take off that little cap on the end of your Christmas tree, and then you can kind of nestle this right on into the bottom of the basket. I'm actually going to use the shorter side of the basket to be the bottom of our basket wreath, and I just used a couple pipe cleaners to tie that in there. Really super easy. You can go ahead and add some ribbon in here, whatever you like. I've got a piece of deco mesh. I'm going to use up this end of the roll from this white glittery deco mesh, along with also adding in some burlap ribbon. These are just some scraps of ribbon from Dollar Tree, and the larger one is from Walmart. I'm going to layer these in here, just kind of fold it over on itself and make 2 loops, leaving one long end, and then I just tied that off the pipe cleaner and tie it right in to the center of the deco mesh. And this just kind of makes like a nicely layered bow. Fluff up those little loops on the bow. You can also cut your ends of the ribbon kind of diagonally in toward the center, and that'll just kind of give you a little fishtail finish on there, kind of more of a boutique finish, I think. Completes the look. I also wanted to add this little glitter reindeer in here. This is from an ornament from Dollar Tree, and you can add in whatever kind of florals that you like, glitter berries, totally up to you. I feel like this is kind of country, rustic, glam, winter wonderland, kind of a combination of all those. Comment and let me know, what do you think this style of wreath would fit in with the best? But what I love about it is that it just gives you a variation of something that is kind of like a nice piece of wall decor or a front door piece of decor that is not your everyday traditional wreath. And it just gives you like a little something new and a little variety. And we're on to the next one. The next 2 are actually going to be ornaments. So for this one, I'm taking a round ornament. Again, this is from Dollar Tree. I just filled it up with one of the bags of the vase filler. My favorite one is this white and silver one. I think this is so pretty, and it's perfect for more of like a wintry, winter wonderland, glam, Christmas decor. I hot glued a little scrap of pine right around the top of it, and then you can glue or add on some berries if you want, or a few extra, save a couple of these balls and you could glue those on there. You can also add a bow. I got this 4-pack in Walmart for less than $2. I think these are adorable, and they're kind of this really pretty pink rose gold color, so I'm going to add one of those on here, and that's it. Super cute. The next one is kind of similar. For this one, I'm actually taking one of these teardrop shape ornaments, and I'm going to fill it with pearls. Now, I have a variety of pearls. Some of them are from Amazon, and the rest are all from Dollar Tree. So I think it looks nice to have a variety. Dollar Tree does have a variety, so you can just use those. They're just a little bit smaller, so if you want some bigger ones, you can get some on Amazon. This can get a little heavy, so I only filled the ornament about halfway up, and then I did use hot glue around the top of the ornament before I stuck the cap back on, just for some extra support. You don't want this to fall. You're going to have beads and pearls going everywhere, so I highly recommend adding a little glue to really secure this. Some leftover mums, a few of the green pieces of leaves, and another one of these bows, and I think this turned out really cute. It's like so feminine and floral, and it's just perfect for glam Christmas for sure. On to the next one. This is like a really simple, super easy DIY. It does not get easier than this, but I think it's so cute. I just had to share it with you guys. All I'm doing is literally taking some baker's twine. You could also take some of this ribbon rope from, I believe it was from Hobby Lobby. I got it 50% off, and it was only about $2.50. So that is a great deal for 30 feet, and this is really pretty stuff. But if you don't want to do that, you can get this in Dollar Tree and get some baker's twine. They had a whole big bunch of it here just for $1. Super good deal. And that's what I'm going to use today, along with a pack of these little gingerbread cutouts. They're kind of sparkly, really pretty and fun. And then I've got 3 bags, and these are so cute because these bags have little raised gingerbread houses that you can carefully peel off. They're kind of like stickers, I guess. They're stuck on there with kind of like a double-sided tape. I'm just going to be alternating the gingerbread houses and the gingerbread people, and use a little hot glue on the backs and line these up. I space them out about every 2 inches or so, and honestly, for $4, $2. This made a garland that's like 12 feet long. It's so cute. You could hang this anywhere in your home, and it's definitely super fun for the kids at Christmas time. There's so many options. This is just really cute, and I have a fun surprise coming for it, but I cannot share it with you guys yet. It is a surprise. I'll be sharing it over on Rebecca Jean. I'm taking one of these willow wreaths from Dollar Tree, and this one you could totally do with Dollar Tree florals or glitter branches, whatever you have. For this one, I'm actually using branches that I have left over from, I don't know, I got them a few years ago, I think, and they're just left over from my Christmas decor, and I have not used them. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and make a wreath out of these. By sticking the ends of these branches into the willow wreath, I used pipe cleaners to tie everything into place and tie it tightly just to really anchor the branch onto the wreath. I also wanted to add a bow, and for that I started out with this just by folding the ribbon back and forth to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, folding it over itself, and then pinching it in the middle and tying that off. You can pull the two loose ends down and then fan out your left and right loops to make the sides of your bow. Super duper easy. However, I ended up opting to add red into this wreath. I ended up using one with the red poinsettias. It's the same thing. It's that like glitter tulle ribbon from Dollar Tree. And I also used this other one with the snowflakes, the red and gold and the burlap. I thought this was really pretty. This roll was $2 at Dollar General. And I just layered these two bows in here and added a couple of leftover ornaments into the center. Really simple and easy, but I think it turned out really cute. I did want to incorporate a little red throughout the wreath, which you can do by adding in some little red bows or little red ornaments, or like what I'm doing, you can cut some pieces from these red glitter picks and branches that Dollar Tree has, and then I just kind of stuck those in and glued them in place as well, and they just added that nice little pop of red. The last thing was taking a pipe cleaner, and I tied that into the back of the wreath to really just tightly twist it around and make myself a little wreath hanger so that I can hang this out in the front door. Or what I'm probably going to be doing is actually hanging this on the door that's in our dining room. Getting started for this one, I'm taking a candy cane wreath frame from Dollar Tree along with one of these white hand towels also from Dollar Tree. So I just laid the candy cane wreath frame on top of the towel and cut out the shape of the candy cane. I did make sure to leave enough material around it so that I could fold the material over around back and just glue it down so that it would hold on the back of the frame this way. I then completely wrapped the frame with some glittery white deco mesh ribbon to add some sparkle. So I did a little layer of the deco mesh ribbon, and then I came back with a red glitter ribbon. And this one is, I think, from Hobby Lobby, maybe Michael's, I don't remember for sure. But you could also, if you don't care about it being glitter, I know Dollar Tree has a few red ribbons, similar size and everything to this as well. So use whatever ribbon that you want, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap this red one around to make the candy cane stripes on here. And all you really need to do is just kind of glue down the beginning and the end pieces, and that will keep it all in place. And now we can go ahead and put on some decorations on here. You can layer some Christmas florals. I like these red and silver glitter ones that I just found at Dollar Tree for the first time this year. They are so pretty. And then I layered a regular Christmas floral pick that just has like pine greenery and red berries on here on top of the glittery branches. You can then go ahead and just secure everything with a pipe cleaner or some floral wire, and use a little hot glue if you want to, just to get a really nice secure hold. That's optional. Taking some silver deco mesh now, I folded over about 8-inch sections on itself a couple of times, and then I pinched that right in the center so that I would have loops of deco mesh on each side, and I tied that off with some wire, and now I can fan out those loops of deco mesh and kind of make this like a little bow. I also did the same thing with this red poinsettia mesh ribbon, and also with more of that white deco mesh ribbon that I had left over as well.
Christmas lights are all around. I can see them now. It's like they spell your name. It's insane. Now we're back here once again. Holidays and cheer. But now I got my eye set on you.
And then I tied the group of ribbons onto the frame below the florals and right up next to those. And then I glued in some festive ornaments I had laying around. You can also save ones where, like, if the top hanger part breaks off the ornament or something, you can use them for this. Find a way to upcycle them and just like hot glue them into a festive Christmas wreath. So here is how our candy Christmas wreath DIY turned out. I honestly haven't decided yet if I want to hang this on a wall, on a door, or maybe just arrange it in my candy Christmas display in the foyer by the front door when you walk in. Moving on, I'm taking one of these adorable little wooden houses from Dollar Tree. These are just so cute and fun for kids and adults both. So I painted the roof white and the house part red. I stuck with my original plan of making this a candy themed house and something just like really bright and colorful and fun for the kids. Anyway, for today, we're sticking with the candy theme. I tried using a gold marker inside the windows. You know, I just thought it would look like that warm candle glow from the inside, but it was pretty much a fail, so I just ended up grabbing some pink chalk paint and I used that instead, and I thought that pink would go well with the red and white. We will have some green in here just for that candy Christmas look.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight.
You can add some sparkly green tree stickers on here from Dollar Tree. I also really love how the frosted glitter floral pick pieces look, and I pulled the ends off those. You could even add red berries off of like the Christmas floral picks as well. I got all of these, everything I'm using off of Dollar Tree florals. There's really quite a few options, so use whatever you like and just have fun creating this little festive candy North Pole. I don't know, it could be like a sweets shop, it could be a bakery, you could make it more of a gingerbread house, and instead of making it red and making this like a candy house, you could make it more of a gingerbread house and decorate it that way. So many options, completely up to you. I decided to just go outside the box with the red and try to do something a little more weird and a little more unique, because I do feel like I've seen a lot of people do more of like the traditional gingerbread house where it's kind of like some shade of brown with the white icing, and I just wanted to do something different, and I can't say it's any better because you may hate the way this looks, but it is a little different, and hopefully that will give you just some extra inspiration and ideas of what you like or what you don't like and how you want to decorate your own projects and your own DIY decor for Christmas. I added a little wooden snowflake sticker on the door. Don't ask me why. I painted it with a green glitter marker, but again, I guess I'm just going for something bright and colorful, a bright and colorful candy shop house rather than something traditional. So we have a little green snowflake wreath. I added glue along the top edges of all the snow-covered areas and sprinkled them with some glitter. This added so much sparkle and shine, and you could add just like a regular white glitter. This one is more iridescent, and I feel like it gives off like touches of like pinks and blues and more sparkle. So, I mean, use whatever you have. Again, this is just the one that I had on hand, so that's what I'm using. But in order to really get the bright and colorful vibe going here, I came back and I added a line of glue right across here. I felt like you could kind of see because they had a line in here for like Christmas lights, and I had painted over that, but it was slightly visible. So I just decided to add lots of little sequins. I found these in my craft supplies and just give it even more shimmer and sparkle, kind of like the twinkle of holiday lights. So that is kind of what I was going for here. I even added gemstones along on the roof. Not really sure why, but I don't know, lights or candy pieces on a gingerbread or candy house. But I feel like everyone decorates the roofs of gingerbread cookie houses. So I just felt like this candy house needed more glitter and sparkle. And if you're really into this, Dollar Tree has these little gingerbread cookies that I do not recommend eating because to me they smell like a blend of cinnamon potpourri and a craft store. However, they're pretty cute, glued on the front of this candy themed Christmas candy house. So here is how it turned out. I think if you have a larger candy Christmas tree, you could actually just nestle this like a large ornament right on into the tree, or you could arrange it somewhere else in your home with your candy Christmas theme decor. So if that one wasn't your style, don't worry, I do have another wreath and some fun, cute, adorable Christmas candy ornaments and decor still to share with you all. For the next one, I took a round piece of styrofoam and I wanted to use like a pretty festive Christmas colored rope or something like that on here. So I thought I wanted to make this kind of like a lollipop, and I've seen different ways of people doing stuff like this. So you may have seen stuff like this before, or maybe not. But what I ended up doing was something completely different because I didn't have any rope like that. So what I did have was this gemstone ribbon in a couple different colors. I got this in Dollar Tree a while back, and then I just never had a use for it. And my daughters love this one because they both love the pink and purple and teal colors. But again, you can do this in any color or ribbon that you like. And I am just taking a lollipop stick. This is actually from the baking section at Michael's. I had a whole pack of these from my baking supplies in the kitchen. So I took one, and it makes the perfect touch for this giant lollipop sweets theme candy ornament. However you want to decorate this, but it just makes a really fun sparkle and shine lollipop that's full of bling and glam for a very sweet candy Christmas theme. For the next one, I took one of these round ornaments from Dollar Tree, and you could actually pour some clear glue or something like that in here, but what I did was I thought this was easier because it's like thinner. Glue is really thick and sticky, so I just used my Quick Shine floor finish. I had this in the cabinet, and this stuff dries clear, so I swirled that around inside the ornament to make sure I just completely covered the inside, and it does dry pretty quickly, so I moved along pretty quickly with this because I didn't want it to get dry on me. So I poured the rest back in the bottle and then immediately added my glitter in here. I got the inside thoroughly covered with the glitter, and then I just popped in the top hanger part back onto the ornament. And I think this is super, super pretty. I love all this sparkle from the glitter in there. This is just really beautiful. You could totally use it just like this, like it's gorgeous. But if you want to take this a step further, go ahead and add some ribbon on here. You could make a bow. I didn't have enough of this candy striped ribbon that I wanted to use. I did not have enough left to make a bow, so I ended up actually just tying it to make a hanger, and I had enough to do that. I just added some fun and festive embellishments with like a little piece of greenery, some sparkly berries, little red ornaments, which you can get a whole pack of these for $1 in Dollar Tree. And if you have any fake little peppermint candy ornaments, definitely feel free to glue those in as well. Or you could take one of the mini matte color red ornaments and paint some of the lines to make like little swirls like a peppermint candy with some white paint, or with a chalk marker you could create your swirls on there and make this like a little peppermint candy. And then I just glued that in as well. I glued my ornaments and everything just all at the top and made my little decorations on the top here. And I think that this candy ornament is full of sparkle and shine and definitely fits in really well with my sweets theme candy Christmas tree. For the next one, I spray painted this large ornament with a gloss white spray paint, and once it's dry, I took a red permanent glass writer marker. This one's actually from Dollar Tree, and I just created wide red stripes going top to bottom on this ornament. I tried to make the middle sections be like a little bit wider, since the ornament is wider like around the center than when you get to the top and bottom. But anyway, just make the stripes on here. Honestly, I think this would fit in with a circus theme. Maybe because we watched The Greatest Showman last night for the first time. I don't know why I waited so long to see that movie. It was so good. I totally enjoyed it. And then after the movie, I finished my crafting here, and I guess I'm making circus theme ornaments. But I think that the red and white fits in perfectly with my candy tree. And since I already had the paint and the marker, I just needed a $1 ornament to make this one. So really, really affordable, and added a nice large size and the bright fun colors to my candy Christmas tree. For the next one, I wanted to create a gingerbread cookie ornament with icing, and for this one you can use any wood shape. Dollar Tree has packs of wooden ornaments where you get like 5 wooden shapes for $1. That is going to be your best deal, but what I had today was just this snowman decor. I don't know if this is supposed to put like a little tea light candle, battery candle in here, but anyway, I'm going to just pull off the front and back pieces and use those separately for different DIYs. And I'm going to go ahead and take one of the wooden snowman shapes and paint it brown like a gingerbread cookie. Now, you can use whatever color or combination of paint that you like. Just get the color that you're happy with for a gingerbread cookie and paint your wooden gingerbread cookie. And then once it's dry, we can decorate and outline him however you want. Use either white fabric paint, that's what I'm using today. Again, this was something I found in Dollar Tree. They have puffy paint on occasion, or you could even use something like a tube of caulking. I think that would work as well. So whatever you want to use, go ahead and decorate and outline him the way that you would with some royal sugar cookie icing. And I just wanted to outline him and make some designs on here. So whatever you want to use. If you don't have any of that stuff, you could probably add some white chalk paint into like a little plastic sandwich bag and then just snip off the corner, just the tiniest bit. And then you could kind of squeeze the baggie and write with it just like you would decorating a cake or cookies with a bag of frosting. So I think that would work as well. Let me know if you try that. I haven't actually done it, but I fully believe that it could work. So let me know if you give it a try. And then once this is dry, to hang it up, you could make a loop of ribbon and glue that on the back as a hanger. But actually, my little gingerbread snowman nestled right on into my candy Christmas tree just fine and didn't even need a hanger. So here is how it turned out. A simpler option for some cookies and sweets in your tree is taking these gingerbread cookies from Dollar Tree. Like I said earlier, these are supposedly edible, although I'm super curious if anyone actually eats them, because to me, they smell like the cinnamon potpourri that is in the wreath making section of your local craft store. So anyway, the head snapped off, so be careful with these, but it actually worked out because I bent a little ornament hook around and made a little loop. And then I was able to just use glue and reattach the broken cookie with the ornament hook sandwiched in between. And this is working out perfectly. It's super cute and adorable. And honestly, of all of the cute things in this tree, this is the first ornament that my 5-year-old daughter Kylie wanted to touch and look at in our candy Christmas tree. She loved this one. Moving on, I took a little Dollar Tree Christmas Village house, and you guys, sometimes I really think I'm just not a good painter, and sometimes my kids are around asking me questions or making messes, and I get distracted, and my painting work just isn't as good as I know it could be. So just realize that if you have a vision and patience, you can create this any way that you want and as beautiful and custom as you like. So I just hope that my little tutorial here inspires you with some DIY crafts and home decor ideas using Dollar Tree items in ways maybe you never thought of before. And then you can just take them and make those ideas your own. And if you don't like the colors I used or the way that I did it, hopefully, that's totally fine. And you can just get your own inspiration and be inspired by these ideas. This is pretty random, but I painted it all white in order to get a good base to be easier to decorate. And actually, if you're going with more of like a neutral Scandinavian Christmas, you might want to just do a bunch of village houses all painted white. But anyway, that's besides the point. So I painted this one all white to get a good base. I thought it would be a little easier to decorate and then add more of like the bright, fun candy colors. And I'm actually thinking that if you have tiny Christmas pom-poms from Dollar Tree, I think those would be adorable for decorating a tiny house like this. You could also use the Dollar Tree markers and their paint pens and chalk paint, their glass writing pens, even the squeeze bottles with the glitter glue like I added with the silver on here. Just have fun and be creative. I literally felt like I was like 7 years old again, making these little crafts. I mean, some 7-year-olds would probably paint it better than I did, to be honest. But like I said, the colors, the gemstones, adding the gemstones onto the roof and decorating with them, the candy canes, I cut these. You can use scissors, or if you have some kind of like wire cutter or something like that, it should work. And so I wanted to add some pieces of candy cane on here. These are the plastic ones from Dollar Tree, by the way. They're not real candy canes. And glitter and all of that fun stuff.
Christmas lights are all around. I can see them now. It's like they spell your name. It's insane. Now we're back here once again. Holidays and cheer. But now I got my eye set on you.
To take this up a step though, I am going to place it down inside of an apothecary jar with some little village trees from Dollar Tree, and then add in some faux snow, whatever kind that you want. Dollar Tree has some that looks more like little balls. There's some that's more a powdery type that I think you get more in other like craft stores, or you can just get Epsom salt, which is also really perfect for this, and Dollar Tree sells a pretty large bag of that for $1. So I'm gonna just go ahead and add that in here, and then why not take some ribbon, a floral pick maybe tie in a few ornaments if you want, and we can do a little bow up here and just make like a beautiful little embellishment up on the top jar handle of this apothecary jar, just for a couple of dollars to really complete the look. And I think this turned out so cute and so fun and festive to complete my little candy Christmas vignette. I love how the next one came out, and for this one I'm using a red and white candy striped ribbon. I've had this laying around forever. I have no idea where this one came from, although I do believe I've seen it in Hobby Lobby, so check there if you're looking to find one like this. Anyway, Dollar Tree has lots of other ribbon choices, so don't feel like you need to do it with this, but up to you. You could also easily layer and overlap a red and white ribbon, or even like red and green ribbons, whatever you like, to just kind of give you like a candy pinstripe effect, even if you don't have exactly the same striped ribbon. So this is a 14-inch frame, but Dollar Tree does carry an 18-inch frame, which is awesome. If you want something larger, I just already had this one, so that's the size that I'm going with today. But I folded over some red glitter ribbon now from Dollar Tree to make 2 loops, and then I left one long piece hanging, and I gathered that up in the middle under the 2 loops with some wire and fanned out the loops to make it look more like a bow. I also cut about 8 to 10 inches long pieces of this sparkly white deco mesh. This is again left over from the first DIY in this video where we did the candy cane wreath. And then I just curled these ribbon pieces over on themselves, kind of like a little burrito roll up. And I did 2 white sections and 1 silver one like this, or you could do another red one or even green deco mesh if you want. Now I started by hot gluing a piece of flocked pine right onto the wreath, slightly offset to where I want to attach the bow. And then we can tie on the red bow and add the deco mesh bow curls into the center or next to the red bow. This part is totally optional, kind of silly, but cute and creative for sure. So I'm going to share it with you guys, and you let me know if I went too far trying this one or if you like it. But I had these Easter egg seashells, and I've just been waiting for like, what can I do with these? They're so cute. So I pulled them apart and I painted the shells alternating, leaving one section with the white and then alternating it by painting the next one red with just some red acrylic paint. The red does need a couple of coats because the acrylic paint goes on pretty thin. And then I used one of these green glitter markers. It's super cute. I did that on the bottom here of the shell, but it does not dry in the plastic very well and it will wipe off later. So just don't use it. I don't recommend it. Stick with paint. It works a lot better. If you want the bottom part to be green, like I was doing here, just use green paint. Okay, so I glued these onto the wreath as well for just like some bright, colorful, like, I don't know, like a little different candy texture and dimension. And I split it in half, and I did one half on one side and the other half of it on the other side, but you could snap them back in together if you really wanted this to be like even more 3D. So being fully honest and transparent here, I don't think that this was worth the time for the value it added to the wreath, just in my own opinion. I think tying or gluing on some leftover red and white ornaments, or maybe even silver, green, gold, whatever fits with the candy Christmas colors you're using, even pink. Pink could go with red and white for candy Christmas too, couldn't it? But anyway, adding a few leftover ornaments I think is just cheaper and easier. So I would just do that. But hey, it's a cute idea. And since I thought of it, I just wanted to throw it out there for you guys. If you have some of these laying around and you want some ideas what you could do with them. Anyway, here is how it turned out, and just look how cute a few final candy touches look in here. If you just add in a couple of these candy canes from Dollar Tree, so sweet and so perfect for a candy Christmas. And definitely, if you have any fake peppermint candy ornaments, add those in. They would be super cute and adorable. I did not have any of those, although I believe that you can get a bunch of them in Hobby Lobby, so check there if you are looking for like the fake peppermints that you could, take apart and add into your DIYs. But anyway, all of mine, I had to come up with another way to do it today and be creative because I didn't have any of those. And I also almost totally forgot this other DIY for my candy Christmas decor that I wanted to share with you guys. So I guess this one is going to just be a little bonus DIY for you now. And what I did was take two of these Halloween book boxes that open up. So what I wanted to do for our Candy Lane Christmas here is make these little books into something of a recipe book. I didn't want to have any brush lines and brush stroke marks, so I used one of these little round sponges from Dollar Tree, and I just splotched on white chalk paint to evenly cover the whole outside of these books. And once that was dry, I came back. Now, I think that if you have some kind of a stencil that you like, or if you have letter stickers, that would be really cute. And I think you could probably make these look a little more high-end. Mine look very fun and whimsical on the first book. On the little one here, I did sweets and treats on the front of it. And then I wrote on the side, North Pole Sweets and Treats. Now, just make sure that you put your letters based on if you plan to stand up the book or if you want to lay them down. And I wasn't sure. I was thinking I might lay these down on their side and stack them up, so I wanted to be able to read the end binding of the book. But, totally up to you. And then I had a bunch of stickers, like candy and sweet stickers from Dollar Tree, so I just decided to go ahead and stick some of those on here. The little approved by Santa and handcrafted in the North Pole. These stickers that I'm going to be using today, these are actually off of a sheet from Target Dollar Spot last year. I think they were just $1, and I got a whole bunch of those stickers. So obviously, it's something you could totally write on here. Now, on the larger book where I did Mrs. Claus's Confections, I was trying to think like what you could put together. You could do like, something with sweets and treats, or cookie recipes, Christmas recipes, Christmas cookies, favorite Christmas cookies, Santa's cookie recipes. I mean, I don't know. Comment below. I would love to know your suggestions for what you could write on here to label a Christmas book, something sweets themed. Have fun with these books and do them however you want. Just have fun with it. And I took these red markers. These are the permanent glass writing markers, but I mean, they worked for this too. And I just did like little red dots just to kind of make it like really bright and fun and festive. And you could layer your markers on here if you want to have like some bolder letters. I did red outlining the black for sweet treats. and the stickers definitely made it look fun, maybe a little childish and whimsical, but yet I think that's what's really fun about the candy and sweets theme at Christmas time, is that this is so fun for the kids. It's just super cute and adorable. This one is a trio set of trees. You'll need one of these little wooden Christmas tree pieces from Dollar Tree, and you're going to separate the front and back Christmas trees and take those off carefully, and then save that little middle base part because you'll need that in just a minute. You'll also need one of these wooden Christmas trees. This one comes with markers to color it in. I guess it's for kids, but I am saving the markers for Kylie, and now I'm also taking a plaid tree skirt. These might be new to Dollar Tree this year, but even if you don't need a mini tree skirt, you can use the material for your DIYs. And that's what I'm doing right now. Tracing the larger wooden tree. I traced it on the back of the fabric and cut that out, and then hot glued it right onto the wooden tree. You can use hot glue or Mod Podge or whatever you like. If you use hot glue, just put a very thin coat of glue so that the fabric lays flat and you don't get any like bumps of dried glue underneath the fabric. You want this to be as smooth as possible. And I did the exact same thing, tracing and cutting out this black and white plaid fabric that I had left over from another DIY. I got a small roll of it in Walmart. I want to say it was somewhere around $1.50 for the roll of it. And then I used some black chalk paint to paint the backs of all three wooden trees along with that little wooden stand. So everything would look really good and match, even though for the most part nobody really sees the back. But if they do, it's easy enough to make this one look really good, so why not? Now, line up one small tree right on the right end, and then glue on and overlap the largest tree in the center, overlapping that first one. And then add the other smaller tree on the other end on the left side, also overlapping the tree in the center now. So all three trees are lined up and overlapping each other with the tallest one in the center. And that's all there is to this one. And here is how it turned out. Alright, for the next one, I'm using one of these flying disc things from the toy aisle at Dollar Tree and cutting out the center portion, because for this one we only need that outer rim part. And then turn that over and take some wooden dowels. These come in the craft section at Dollar Tree, and ideally you're going to want to cut them down to fit together as neatly as possible so that they all kind of line up in the center. At first I started out with mine overlapping, and I was just being a little bit lazy because I had already cut these from a previous project and I kind of just wanted to make them fit. But honestly, I ended up going back and trimming some of the edges just to really get them to line up a little bit neater and better. And then I glued them all onto the outer rim. I spaced them out evenly, all pointed in to touch in the center like the spokes of a wheel. I mean, that is what they're going to be, the spokes of the wheel. It's looking really sloppy right here, but stick with me because I actually love how cute this one turned out. And at first it felt like a disaster, but honestly I think it turned out pretty cute and I am pretty happy with this. So I took a little round lid. You can use one from any jar or bottle, any piece of recycle like that. I had this little metal lid, so anything about this size will work. And I liked that this one was metal, so I added the little dot from an eye from these letter sticker sheets onto the center, and then I was able to paint the whole thing. I glued this lid on the front center of our wheel, and then I just painted this entire thing white. And then I peeled off that little round sticker to reveal the metal underneath in the center of the wheel. So it gave it a little more texture and dimension and all of that. I now gathered 2 bunches of Dollar Tree Christmas floral picks and arranged them with space in between so that one is facing and curling more up and the other one faces down. And then to make a bow to go in between those, I did leave a space, and I'm using some of this red and black buffalo check deco mesh from Dollar Tree and folding the mesh over and over on itself several times. I make this maybe 8 inches wide or so, the pieces, and then I gather and tie that in the center. And now fan out those loops on the ends, and it just kind of makes a fluffy deco mesh bow. Of course, I wanted something to contrast and complement the red and black, and I had a little scrap of gold ribbon left over, so I folded that to make 2 loops and then tied off the bottom with a little pipe cleaner. So this looks like a little bow, and I used a generous amount of hot glue to get my bows and everything to stay in place. This part is optional now, but I did brush on a little bit of antiquing wax to just add a little bit of color and dimension and make it look more like a wagon wheel and not be like a perfect, clean, painted white color, but just, you know, look more natural and rustic and realistic. And here is how it turned out. For the next one, I'm taking 2 plastic candy canes. I got a bunch of these that come in a larger pack at Dollar Tree last year, and for these 2, I'm taking some nautical rope and hot glue and twisting the rope around the candy canes to cover them. I should mention though that this nautical rope is slightly narrower than the Dollar Tree one, so it's a lot easier to bend and wrap really tightly around these candy canes. If it's still available online, I will link the one that I used down below. I did use some hot glue to help keep the candy canes overlapped now, because I wanted to kind of have one and then have another one on top of it, kind of offset on a little bit of an angle, and just to kind of help keep them to stay in that position, I did use a bit of hot glue, and then I did tie a bow around them for a little decoration. And this country red checkered ribbon is from Dollar Tree. I tied a little shoelace bow with it and then just glued in a couple tiny sprigs of greenery and berries that I clipped off some $1 Christmas floral picks. I think this little ornament would make a beautiful gift, stocking accent decor, Christmas gift topper. It's super cute and definitely perfect for any farmhouse Christmas theme. For the next one, I'm taking a Dollar Tree foam carving pumpkin. I already pulled out the little stem and painted it white. Actually, to be honest, I took apart one of my fall DIYs, so I am now repurposing this one into Christmas now. Use a generous amount of hot glue to attach a round glass Dollar Tree jar on top of the pumpkin, and then down inside of it, I used hot glue to add a little snowman from Dollar Tree's Christmas Village pieces, along with a couple tiny little snowy Christmas trees as well. Glued those in and then poured in some of the Dollar Tree faux snow. You honestly only need just a little bit, enough to kind of cover the bottom. And then I added hot glue all along the top rim of the jar and placed a little Christmas top hat ornament right on top of there, and this fits perfectly. And now we have a little snowman snow globe Christmas decoration. Alright, moving on, I took one of these round Christmas wooden ornaments that come 5 for $1, and I'm painting it bright red. By the way, this acrylic paint was less than $1, I think, at Walmart. I did paint both sides, of course, so it's going to be hanging in the tree and you're going to see maybe both sides. And I took some more of this red and white checkered ribbon and tied, again, a little shoelace bow to glue on the top. But first, I layered some little frosted greenery pieces, a mini pine cone, and then the bow, and then another tiny bow that I tied with some twine on top of that to complete the look and make it look very rustic, very country, perfect for farmhouse Christmas decor, or even any traditional Christmas decor with the red. It just looks so homey and cozy. And don't forget, if you want to take a little piece of twine, you can make a little hanger for your ornament, and this one is good to go. The perfect little extra gift ornament or Christmas gift embellishment, and super cute in a rustic country Christmas tree for sure. If you don't like the star cutout pattern in these wooden ornaments, you could always cover them with some fabric, which Dollar Tree does carry some occasionally, although I got this one in Walmart for about $1.50, I think, and I was actually kind of lazy with this, and my shortcut worked better than I expected. So if you're lazy like me and you just want an easy way to make your ornaments without getting too crazy, here's what I did. I took a thin layer of hot glue on this wooden ornament and then pressed it down onto the back of the fabric, and then did another thin layer of hot glue on the other side and folded the ornament straight over in half and glued the other side down. Then I just cut out all the extra material that wasn't glued on to the wooden ornament. Be warned, I had to neaten up the edges a little bit on this and trim them and make them a little neater, but overall this was really easy and quick. The glue dried super fast, so it was pretty quick and easy to do. And for this one, I actually took some of the little twine pieces that came in this pack of ornaments, and I strung the pieces through the little loop in the hole in the ornament and created another simple shoelace bow here. So I have like a little decoration that's also a hanger. Of course, you'll want to add some festive greenery, maybe some red berries and a pine cone or two. And this one is ready for the tree. For the next one, I flipped over this sign from Dollar Tree and painted over the back with my oatmeal color chalk paint. Actually, I always wonder why they label this one oatmeal, because it has like a beige tan color, but it actually has like a slightly greenish tint to me, which is kind of weird for oatmeal. I never see oatmeal as like having a greenish tint, but maybe it's just my eyes. I don't know. Does this paint look slightly greenish to you, or does the name oatmeal fit the color? Anyway, I cut some lines across the sign with my X-Acto knife to line up with the outline where the wood panels would be here. I did use a ruler to do this just to make sure that I got everything really straight. And then to lighten up the color, I brushed some white chalk paint across the sign as well, especially adding some across the lines where I cut to be the boards, and then take some sandpaper and really rub everything down with that, especially along the lines that we cut and along the edges of the sign, to give it a nice even and weathered wood look. Now, I printed Merry Christmas on here, which I know is so basic. So comment and let me know some other cute Christmas sayings that we could write on a sign like this. What would you write on here? Now, I didn't like the look of a bow on this sign, so I ended up sticking with just some Christmas floral picks on the bottom. I did one fanned out to the left and one fanned out to the right and glued those on, and then I just added some pine cones in the center to complete the look, and here is how it turned out. Alright, so now let's repurpose some more fall DIYs. And if you've been watching my videos lately, you know that every video has had pumpkins turning into snowmen in one way or another. So as much as I love this copper color throughout my DIYs this past year, I'm so ready for some adorable little snowmen and snow ladies. The glitter pumpkin on here sucked up a ton of white chalk paint to get it fully covered. So if you are going to start making this like from scratch, get a smooth pumpkin or something, not this glitter pumpkin, anything besides the glitter pumpkin. And paint that all white with some white chalk paint. And then I added this little snowman face on top. Again, I can't remember if I found this in the Christmas ornament aisle at Dollar Tree or with their pet toys. But anyway, he's a little cutie, and I'm just going to complete the look with some burlap ribbon and a bit of the red and black deco mesh around his neck for a cozy Christmas winter scarf. And here is how he turned out. The next one is a little snowman ornament, and I took one of these smaller clear plastic ornaments that come 2 for $1 at Dollar Tree. Go ahead and fill this ornament with some of the styrofoam faux snow. Dollar Tree sells a whole bag of this, and you'll only need a little bit, along with a Sharpie paint marker. I made some eyes on here, some little dots to make his mouth, and then a little bit of orange acrylic paint from Dollar Tree, and just made a little sideways triangle basically to make a little carrot nose. And here is how our little snowman ornament turned out. For the next one, I took a red and black buffalo check infinity scarf from Dollar Tree and cut it along the seam so I could wrap it completely around the wreath frame. But since I was using the largest 18-inch frame, the material came up a little bit short, so I'm just going to fill in that space, at the bottom of my wreath, but you could use a 14-inch frame instead of an 18-inch frame, or you could just cover that gap in with some ribbon or rope or whatever you like. I actually made this Christmas church a while ago, so I will link the video where you can see how to do it. I nestled this church in here and glued it in securely to the wreath frame, and then I took some of the Christmas floral picks and bent and glued those in. This one has an apple along with a Christmas floral clip. I like the red cardinal on this one. And then I folded over the red and black check deco mesh a few times, and I did make this probably between 8 and 12 inches, almost a foot long, across the width, across the loops that I was folding, so that when I pinch it in the center, I'll still have like 5 or 6 inches maybe on each side to fluff out like a puffy bow. And so I pinched that in the center and twisted it off with a little pipe cleaner. And I did kind of the same thing with some gold ribbon, also from Dollar Tree. I fold over 3 or 4 loops. And for this one, you can either gather in the middle, you can fold your loops over back and forth and then pinch the middle and fan out each side, or you can fold all your loops together and then pinch the bottom of it and have all of the loops sticking up from the top. It's optional to also leave a tail ribbon hanging down if you want, up to you. But then anyway, take a twist tie, pipe cleaner, or elastic band and tie off the bottom of your bunch of ribbon loops, and then you can just glue or tie that into place on your wreath. It's really easy and cute. For this Christmas star DIY, I arranged 8 popsicle sticks glued together in the center and all evenly spaced out to make like a little starburst circle. And I hope that I can explain this next part to you, but basically what we are going to do is connect 2 more popsicle sticks to extend the points of the starburst circle. And then we're going to angle those 2 sets of 2 popsicle sticks, one from each point, and angle them toward each other so that they come together and extend each point of the star. And this way they're going to touch now on the point and overlap. We're going to add hot glue those together, and now this looks like more like the pointed edges of a star shape. So I hope that makes sense to you. You have one section with 2 popsicle sticks glued to the main starburst and then angled to the left to make 1 star point, and then another section of 2 coming off that same starburst point and angled to the right to connect to the next point of the star. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing and this will make sense. Now you can use wood glue if you want a really great secure hold on here, but it will take a lot longer for you to make this because there's a lot of pieces to let dry. So in order for me to get this done quickly, I just decided to do it with hot glue, and that honestly seems to be working out just fine. I wouldn't go throwing this around or anything, but I'm just planning to carefully hang it up, and it seems to be working out just fine with the hot glue. You could leave this natural wood or paint it, but I actually cut pieces of the Dollar Tree pine garland ties and glued them down onto the popsicle sticks in order to outline the whole shape of this star. And here is how this one turned out. Comment and let me know if I should brush on some white chalk paint and create more of like a snowy flocked look, or if I should just leave this with the natural green pine like it is. The next one now is a neutral Christmas Scandinavian style Christmas ornament. I'm taking some sewing thread and a needle, which Dollar Tree does carry mini sewing kits and thread, by the way, and I'm stringing a small bead, a medium bead, a large bead, and then I'm also using the needle and thread to string one of these Halloween eyeballs, and then adding another large, medium, and small bead to finish it up. I got my wooden beads on Amazon. If I can link them, I will. Although Dollar Tree and Walmart do carry some colorful beads and also pearls that come in different shapes and sizes. I did use a little blob of hot glue at the top and the bottom of our bead ornament so that the string would not slide through, because it's just impossible to tie a knot in this thread that won't go through the hole. The hole is just way too big on the beads. So a little blob of hot glue will dry there and keep everything in place here. So I ended up painting mine white for a very neutral decor look, and I'm planning to actually use these in my winter wonderland tree. You could just paint that eyeball bead, paint that the color that you want, and then leave the wooden ones natural wood if you like the look of that. The next one is another neutral Christmas ornament DIY, and for this one I'm actually taking the larger metal book rings from Dollar Tree's school supply section, along with some twine and a little snowflake wooden sticker. And I used the twine to tie and hang this little snowflake sticker in the center of the book ring, and then also to make a little loop hanger and a bow out of twine that I could glue at the top. And I glued on some little pieces of greenery at the top as well. You could add berries or colorful bows, ribbon, whatever you want up here, but I just decided to keep it really classic and simple and super cute for a neutral rustic Christmas DIY. For the next one, I'm taking this wooden tree sign from Dollar Tree. I actually painted the other side for a DIY that I made last year, so we are repurposing and reusing this one, and I'm just brushing on a thin coat of white chalk paint. And I also used some wood glue and attached 6 wooden blocks from a tumbling tower game. And I made this piece with 2 blocks with their widest sides glued together. And then another one glued flat across the long narrow ends of those, and I glued that set of 3 up against another identical one. This is actually left from something that I did a couple months ago that didn't work out, but it ended up making the perfect tree base. So I'm just letting you guys know what I did with this little wooden tumbling tower game blocks, because it turned into the cutest, most adorable little base. And then I took some more of that spackle. I got mine in Dollar Tree, and I'm just using it to fill in the gaps between the wood blocks. So that way all the spaces are filled in, and once it's dry, I came back and just sanded it all down smooth. And then you can go ahead and paint the whole thing. So I painted mine with the white chalk paint as well so that everything would match. But basically, you can make a little stand out of the blocks however you want to. Don't feel like you need to copy this one exactly by any means. And then, like I said, I was going to sand down both the tree and the base so that a little bit of that natural wood color would kind of peek through. I think it looks really good like that. And I just glued the tree standing up right inside that space of the gap that was left between here once I had glued both pieces together. And last but not least, I also cut long strips of these adhesive pearl stickers from Dollar Tree and just used a line of pearls to outline this Christmas tree. And here is how it turned out. For the next one, I'm taking one of these square little signs from Dollar Tree. I love the natural wood beads that are at the top of this sign. And for me, I decided to actually go ahead and paint the whole backing on the inside to be black. So I like that it already has a white frame, and I just wanted to get some contrast on here. So I did black as a good background. And then I took a few of these little pieces from the glitter floral branches from Dollar Tree, and I pulled the ends off, and I kind of thought that these little flower parts almost reminded me of their own individual trees, and so I just glued 3 of them in there, and I think that this creates a little bit of like a shadow box of a snowy night with some sparkling winter pine trees. It's really simple and easy and completely customizable. So here is how it turned out. For the next DIY, I'm taking a flameless LED candle, and these are just some of my favorite timer candles. I just cut a little piece of burlap ribbon and glued that right onto the candle, just a tiny bit of glue just to kind of keep that ribbon in place. This could be real pine, or it could just be like this one, a piece of pine and a pine cone off of a Dollar Tree floral pick. And I took some twine, also from Dollar Tree, and just tied that on there, and voila, this candle is done, and it looks super cute and festive. For the next DIY, I am using some of these round chalkboard label signs. These come 6 for $1 in Dollar Tree. I am going to use 5 of them today and spell out the word peace. But you could do Christmas, Merry Christmas, honestly, anything that you want. I'm taking some of these letter stickers from Dollar Tree and using them as a little stencil. Take off the letter sticker and go ahead and just fill in that. Now, with the white chalk marker, and these look like little chalkboard signs, which are just so cute. I love how adorable these are. And they are so perfect for modern farmhouse, rustic, neutral, Scandinavian, DIY decor. I also wanted to outline the edge of the sign. You can take a glass or a paint bottle or even like a can of corn or something like that you can just put on here and outline if you want to have like a little white circle border around this. I think that looks really nice and really helps it just look more complete. And then I also took out the little white hanger strings that come with it, and I replaced that by stringing these all on a long piece of twine, also from Dollar Tree. And then I'm taking some of my little wooden beads here and spacing some wooden beads in between them. You could fill these up with beads, or I just did a few. I didn't want to use that many beads to totally fill in the space, but do this however you like, whatever you prefer. You could do it in other colors if you want, but I just went with the plain simple wood beads that I already had. And then in order to just keep the little chalkboard sign labels in place and keep those hanging the way that I wanted, I did position them where I wanted them to be on the twine, and then add a little dab of hot glue on the back so that they're actually glued to the twine in position there, so that they just stay right where I want them. Totally optional, but it did help keep them in place. And this is so cute on a mantle. You could hang this over the fireplace. You could hang it on a wall. Honestly, you could probably even use this in your Christmas tree to just add a little different type of garland in the tree. And I think this is super cute. I am taking 3 signs from Dollar Tree, and what we're going to go ahead and do is take one of these little pumpkin signs. I'm using the back of this one, and then taking an ornament sign, gluing that down on top of it, and then I'm taking one of these farm fresh apple signs and gluing that one upside down behind the top of the ornament sign. So hopefully you guys can just kind of see what I'm doing here. They also had these fall signs that have the little curved piece that say like welcome or happy fall, and I am just going to pull that piece off and then glue that to the side. You can do it on either side that you want, but it's basically going to go from one side to the middle, and then we're going to have the other side be empty, and we're going to be filling that in with florals. So go ahead now and basically paint this entire thing white with white chalk paint. I didn't paint that little happy fall sign that we glued on there. That one I'm actually going to go ahead and paint black, and that is going to be the rim of our snowman's hat, or his, yeah, that's going to be the rim of our snowman's hat. I was going to say cap, but yeah, it's more of a hat, I think. So we're going to make like a buffalo check kind of plaid hat here. So I just took my ruler now and sectioned off squares to make his hat. And basically what I did on here, I basically alternated all of the squares with a white square and then one with stripes. And then I went back and did each row, one of them I filled the white squares in and made them black, and then the next row I left the white squares white. So then on the ones that have the lines, you could do them straight vertical. I did them on a diagonal, so it's totally up to you. I felt like the lines were still kind of narrow because I was doing this with a Sharpie pen. So if you want to, you can go ahead and do it with a Sharpie marker instead, which would give you a little bit thicker lines. You might like that better. Otherwise, you can also take your chalk paint and just kind of dry brush a little black chalk paint on there, and that will help darken those in between areas that we made with the stripes. I mean, you could totally do this just black and white plaid, but I kind of felt like these gray striped areas gave it just like a little bit more dimension and interest, and I really like how it turned out. And then I did take my white chalk marker, which this is totally optional, but I did use it around the edges of the white squares just to help kind of clean up those lines a little bit. Now let's go ahead. I made the band for his hat black, and for his eyes I made these just like 2 black ovals, and I did go ahead and leave a white circle in the bottom portion of each black oval. So if that makes sense, you guys can kind of see how I made my snowman's eyes here. And then for my nose, let's go ahead and make him a cute little carrot nose. And for that, I took a jumbo popsicle stick. This is one of the really large ones that comes from Walmart, and I just cut a piece out of it to a pointed shape in order to kind of make this look like a pointy carrot. And then Dollar Tree sells acrylic paint, so I brushed on some orange acrylic paint. Now, this is the only thing that wasn't Dollar Tree, is this green curly pick. This is actually something from the Christmas section at Hobby Lobby, and I got this years ago. And I decided to actually just use it here because I've had it laying around. Now, Dollar Tree has plenty of options. You don't have to go to Hobby Lobby and get anything, but this only costs slightly more than a Dollar Tree pick, and it was something I already had. So I am just going to go ahead and use it, but I basically just glued that on there, pointed in, and then that way it's kind of coming up over the black cap. And then I took a few little picks from Dollar Tree and glued those little floral Christmas clips on there as well. They have like a little ornament, a little gift, this silver apple, just really cute and fun and festive. And now let's give him a scarf, and that is going to also hide the point from that wooden ornament sign that we used for the snowman's face. So right now I'm actually taking some decorative mesh to do this. This is one of the black and white buffalo check decorative meshes from Dollar Tree. I just cut and looped that and just kind of tied it there around the snowman's neck area, and then I wanted to layer it up, so I also took some of this silver, shiny silver glitter ribbon from Dollar Tree as well, and I did a layer of that here, and then I basically just folded that over itself. You could tie it if you want, however you want to do it, and then I'm just going to glue that down on the corner. I glued his nose on, and then I decided to make a little tag here. I had seen a decoration online that had a sign Parson Brown, and from the song, if you're familiar with the Christmas song about building a snowman and naming him Parson Brown, go ahead and comment and let me know the name of that Christmas song. But I'm taking one of these little tags from Dollar Tree, using my chalk marker, and even though this tag is paper, I think that it really gives it a little like chalkboard sign. I don't know, I thought this was really cute. But anyway, I glued that little sign on there, and then to just kind of complete it, I also glued in a little bit of greenery, a little bit of silver. That little silver fern piece is beautiful, silver glittery piece also from Dollar Tree. Definitely adds a lot of sparkle and glam and is just so beautiful. And then the finishing touch to kind of hold that little ribbon for his name tag is one of these little snowflake stickers, which you could leave wood, leave it natural wood. You could paint it white, black, green, you know, whatever color that you want. And here is how it turned out. Now, moving on to the next one, I took one of these square vase jars from Dollar Tree. I'm not using the lid from this, I'm just saving that for a future project. And I glued 4 little wooden beads onto the bottom. I got my beads on Amazon, but you could also use the larger pearls that Dollar Tree sells in their craft section, or you could even use the Halloween eyeballs that Dollar Tree carries a pack of instead of the wooden beads, and any of those would give you like these little feet for your vase. Now, we are going to paint the whole thing. I'm going to go ahead and paint it white. I wanted to spray paint it. However, it is a really rainy day, so I ended up coming back with the chalk paint, as you'll see in a minute. But first, we're going to take some stickers here and make a little design on each side. So I got this pack in Dollar Tree. Actually, I got this one quite a while ago, but I have seen them recently, and I decided to just kind of play around and create like a little floral medallion design on each side, kind of like a little starburst pattern. And like I said, it kept raining outside, so I just could not get the opportunity to go out and get the coverage that I wanted on here. So I ended up just coming back and just covering the whole thing with white chalk paint, which gives you a matte finish instead of a glossy finish, so just keep that in mind. But it does dry a whole lot quicker, and I am really happy still with how this turned out. And then I just added in some pretty Christmas floral picks. I went with these red glittery berries. I think they're so beautiful and pretty and festive. And then if you want to, you can tie a bit of string or ribbon around the top edge of the vase to complete it. And I think this Christmas vase turned out pretty nice for how simple and easy and inexpensive it was to do. Now, comment and let me know, do you like it like this? Or would you go back and also add some glitter and sparkle onto the vase, maybe on that little starburst floral design? I feel like you could actually just use the rhinestones and leave them to look like rhinestones. What is your preference? Now, moving on for the next one, I took 3 of these wooden houses, and I think these are so cute. I actually really love them just the way they are, but I wanted to make something for Christmas here, and I'm going to use the back side of them because it was a lot easier than trying to remove the flowers and then the writing from the front side. So I do love the shape, so just stick with me on this and see what you think. So I gave them a light coat of white chalk paint on the back, and once they were dry, I lightly sanded them down, especially around the edges. I think it gave them a really nice whitewashed wood grain texture look to these, and it just lets a little bit of that brownish color kind of peek through the white. I really love how it looks after you just kind of lightly sand this down. Dollar Tree does carry sandpaper, by the way. They actually have a pretty big pack with sheets of sandpaper, so you can grab that there. And then I added stickers to spell out the word joy. Obviously, you could do whatever word you want, even something longer like the word Christmas. You'll just need enough little wooden houses in order to spell out your word. So I glued these all together. I just grabbed my hot glue gun. I already had it plugged in next to me, and that worked fine. But obviously, if you are worried about it holding together or anything like that, wood glue will give you a way better hold. And then I glued on some sparkly winter floral pieces onto the front and the bottom here as well. And here is how my little Christmas winter joy sign turned out. The next wreath was actually inspired by what I actually think was a dog toy. You'll see in a minute. I'm covering the wreath frame with some Dollar Tree ribbon, and it didn't fully cover the wreath frame. I should have probably stretched it out a little bit more in order to completely cover the frame, but that's okay because we're going to be filling it all in with bows and florals. This is the little stuffed elf that inspired me, and we are just going to glue him down sitting here in the wreath. And then I clipped in 2 floral Christmas clips in here, added in some burgundy flowers, and then another silver and white Christmas clip. Super simple and easy. Along with, I did come back and glue a wooden popsicle stick on the back just to onto the wreath and up the elf's back, just to kind of help hold him up and give him a little bit of support here. Super cute and easy. I tied a loop of twine now to make a little hanger, and then I glued the knot in at the top on the back under one of the folds of the ribbon. Now, actually, I think that if you were to do that first and to tie it around your wreath frame and then go ahead and wrap the wreath with the ribbon, that would be a lot smarter. But hey, sometimes I don't do things the smart way. I start decorating and crafting, and then I come back later and I realize, hey, I should have did that at the beginning, not at the end. So save yourself a little hassle and then just go ahead and tie your little twine hanger first before you start wrapping your ribbon. You could also do a bow on here, but here is how this little elf wreath turned out. For the next one, we are going to use the back of this Merry Christmas sign along with one of these chalkboard paper sticker sheets that I got in Dollar Tree. You actually get 2 pieces for $1, which is a really good deal, but we are just taking 1 piece for today, cutting it in half across the shorter side, and then lining those pieces up in the center of the sign. Really easy, peel and stick, and then I hot glued some Christmas greenery, pine and berries up on the top here and spelled out Jesus is the reason for the season. I thought this was really nice, and I just wrote it on there with my chalk marker, and I did still kind of feel like it needed a little something extra, so I came back and did some swirly little designs on the sides as well, just to kind of embellish it and decorate it a little bit more. and here is how it turned out. Now, the last one is a little bonus DIY, cute and easy enough for the kids to do. I used these peel and stick gemstones from Dollar Tree to decorate pine cones, and these would be pretty in a bowl or hanging in the tree as an ornament. For this one, I'm taking an 18-inch wreath frame and wrapping it with this leopard scarf. I got both of these in Dollar Tree, although I wanted to mention that Dollar Tree has a couple different styles of leopard scarves, and I actually ended up coming back and swapping this one out for a warmer colored, warmer toned one in a minute, so you'll see that. Since the scarf doesn't cover the entire 18-inch wreath frame, I did decide to wrap a little bit of burlap ribbon around the empty space just so that I have something to kind of help me use as a base to help me tie and glue all of my bows and florals. And I'm using some black sparkly branches. These were actually from Dollar Tree's Halloween section, along with 2 gold poinsettia picks, and I'm styling one up toward the left and one up toward the right, leaving space in the center for a bow. Now, you guys know Dollar Tree has lots of ribbon choices. The sparkly gold one here is from Dollar Tree. The other one is left over, I think, from one that I got in either Michael's or Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago. Actually, you know what? I think it was Hobby Lobby. And I want to say I saw it again this year. They might still have it if you're looking for this one. Breathing air that clears my mind. I'm all for a good start. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. It feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I want to sing about. We're going to take a little detour now and make an ornament that I'm going to actually use in this wreath. Now, for this, I used some of my Floor Shine polish as an adhesive. You guys have seen me do this before, but I basically just coat the inside of a clear plastic ornament, and then you can stick glitter or whatever onto the inside. Of course, a clear spray adhesive, whatever kind of clear adhesive you have would be great if you have that as well. What I don't recommend is doing this with actual candy sprinkles like I did here. I had some old sprinkles in the cabinet and I thought it would be cool for this DIY, and I thought I'm gonna seal it up, close it up. I could always throw it away at the end of the season, but you'll honestly be much better off if you just use something like glitter in here, because the sprinkles actually absorb some of the glue wetness and then they kind of get like melted and soggy looking over time. So I would recommend just adding in like some plain old basic ornaments. If you've got ornaments in the color that you want, Dollar Tree has a big selection of ornaments as well, or whatever you have laying around. And I also clipped in a cute little Christmas floral clip on here, just kind of sticking with the green and gold, a little bit of black to also tie in with the leopard print, and then I added some gold sparkly berries in here. But anyway, here is how it turned out. For the next one, you can take another piece of the Dollar Tree leopard scarf for this one, fold it over so that you don't see the back side. You want to kind of like fold it so that you're always looking at the front side, and then just stuff that down inside one of the Dollar Tree ornaments for another super easy leopard ornament DIY. I do recommend, this is totally optional, but I love the look of adding a little something extra on top to really make it like a designer look. And here is how this little leopard ornament bauble turned out. For the next one, I took one of these plastic Dollar Tree ornaments and I sprayed some gold spray paint into it, and then you just need to keep rolling it around so it's completely covered on the inside, which, by the way, less is better. I think I did a little too much, and the paint, if you do too much, the paint is just going to keep making drip lines and it's not going to dry very well. For the leopard spots, I'm just splotching on some copper chalk paint in larger and smaller patches. Now, you want this to look kind of messy. You do not want nice, neat circles, or you're not going to achieve the leopard print look. Once this is dry, I come back with a black Sharpie paint marker. You're going to want to make black squiggly patches on the edges of the copper patches. You don't want them all to be the same. Look at a picture of some leopard print if you need to, just so you have something to kind of follow. Anyway, here is how it looks in the tree, and I think it looks really good, and honestly, I think this is one of my favorite leopard accent ornaments in this tree. Another option that I wanted to show you guys are these ornaments from Dollar Tree. They actually have a shiny gold one and one like this that's more of a matte finish. A little squiggly line on the left and then a little squiggly line on the right. You could add in just a couple individual squiggles as well. And then another one would be to make like a squiggly, like 3/4 of a circle. Leave one end open and then a squiggle here and then kind of a squiggle matching it on the other side, or not quite matching it, but kind of like a left and a right, or more of like a circle, half circle squiggle, like a half moon, and then another matching half moon squiggle shape here. You can make some a little thicker like that one. You can make some just like squiggle lines. You can make some that are more of dots. And I absolutely love how super cute this is turning out for a leopard print ornament. And you guys could honestly even do this with like a Sharpie marker. As much as I love this leopard ribbon, you guys, I am completely obsessed with how cute, how beautiful this leopard DIY ornament is. And literally this is just a $1 ornament that I colored on. Like, it doesn't get any easier, and I think it looks so glam and so high-end. For the next one, I dumped a bag of brown and gold vase filler balls into a large clear ornament from Dollar Tree, and then I shaped a bow with my leopard ribbon. This one is from Walmart, along with a second smaller bow out of this narrow ribbon from Dollar Tree. I almost want to call this burlap, but I don't know. I feel like it's too soft and smooth to be burlap, but it kind of looks like burlap with gold edges. I definitely thought it needed a sprig of something green now, maybe some pine cones or sparkly balls or bells or gemstones or something on here with the layered bows. So I added those in all together, layered my bows on here, and I absolutely love how beautiful this one came together.
Walk around making small talk with people that pass me by. I share a laugh, it gives me joy that everyone's having a good time. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. It feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why.
For the next one, I'm using a $1 vase from IKEA, although Dollar Tree definitely has similar items. And I layered a piece of the Walmart leopard ribbon and then the burlap one with gold edges, and I glued them right around the neck of the bottle. Super easy and simple, right? Now I covered the seam simply by adding a little sparkly rhinestone gem, and then I just filled the vase with some sparkly Christmas floral branches from Dollar Tree.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the Snowman is all around town.
Moving on, I had this ornament left from last Christmas and I wanted to make it into something for my bedroom tree. So I popped off all of the embellishments on it and I painted it over with this orange acrylic paint from Dollar Tree. Now, if you have an orange chalk paint, you can get a lot better coverage with the first coat. Otherwise, with these Dollar Tree acrylic ones, you're probably going to need a few thick coats of paint in order to really hide the writing and whatever else is on there. And then I also painted the back of the ornament as well, but that's optional. You don't need to. I also took a little wooden letter, R. You can actually get a whole pack of wooden letters at Dollar Tree. So I painted this letter with some white chalk paint, and once the orange paint is dry, I cut off a piece of leopard ribbon. I think this one is so pretty, and I will have it linked down below. I got it on Amazon, and I'm just going to glue a piece of it across the center. I'm actually going to be decorating my bedroom Christmas tree with this ribbon over on my home channel, Rebecca Jean. I actually was not planning to do a tree in my bedroom this year, but we ended up having an extra tree, and then I had this idea to do a leopard theme. Follow me over there on Rebecca Jean if you want to see how everything came together in this tree. So now glue on your ribbon trim, and then you can cut off any excess sticking off the edges, make that nice and neat. You can glue on your little monogram letter, reattach the little metal topper part. Now theirs is silver, so I actually colored over it a little bit with my black Sharpie marker as well, and I think it just almost gave it more of like a dark iron look, and I like it a lot better just because there's gold in the ribbon and black in the ribbon, and there's just no silver anywhere, and I'm not using silver in the tree at all either. So I think that painting it black or gold is just going to look like a lot better with this particular ornament with my color theme. I think these would even make super cute Christmas gifts. For the next one, I already spray painted this little ornament white. They come 2 for $1 at Dollar Tree, and then once it's dry, you can take one of their glitter glue squeeze bottles. You actually get 3 of these for $1. I think you get a gold, silver, and red, so these really come in handy. And over on my other channel, Rebecca Jean, I'm actually going to be doing a bunch of gingerbread decorating with Kylie, and we used all these kind of paint bottles, and they are so perfect for the kids to use for doing all of their Christmas crafts as well. But anyway, go ahead and paint on some squiggly half circles and dots, and then when this dries, you are left with this white and gold leopard ornament. Now, if it looks kind of gloopy and gloppy at first, don't worry though, because as you can see, the glitter paint shrinks down a lot once it dries, and it actually looks really good. And we are on to the next one, where I'm coloring over the letters on this Noel ornament from Dollar Tree. It's super cute, but the colors do not fit any of my decor this year. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint over them in black. You could use chalk paint, acrylic paint. I'm using my little Sharpie marker. And I did the same thing here to this peace ornament, and I painted over the letters with my white chalk paint. Once these are dry now, for the black one, I made splotches on the letters with my copper chalk paint, and then I added gold glitter glue paint as the accent for the leopard spots. I got to thinking though that painting the back of the letters here, painting them more of a beige tan color, and then adding copper spots with black edges and black accents, I think that would actually look the most like actual leopard print. So keep that in mind if you really want this to look the most realistic. Paint your letters a tan beige color, do the copper, and then outline the edges on the copper spots with black. For the white one, I did do the copper splotches on here, and I did black edges and accents, and it's kind of cute, but it also kind of reminds me of a cow that's trying to be a leopard. So I am really thinking that using more of a tan or a gold color for the letters is going to give you a lot better look. I think having a white background is just way too much contrast. Let me know if you guys think it looks more like a cow print or a leopard print to you. I did clip the red berries off, and I added a couple gold bells onto the Noel ornament, and I actually really like how this one came together. For this one, I'm actually going to use a wall panel that was left over from when we recently added a wainscoting paneling design in our dining room. The whole dining room makeover will actually be posted on my channel, Rebecca Jean, so you can follow me over there for lifestyle and home vlog videos. Now, I got this panel on Amazon. That's where I ordered them from, so I can link these if you're interested. I do believe you can actually buy a single one or maybe a pack of 2 of these if you're interested, but honestly, the most budget-friendly thing to do would honestly be to just use like one of the 18-inch Dollar Tree wreath frames. For me, I just wanted to use up something I already had laying around the house. I tied this snowman at the top center, so he will hang down in the center. Now, to layer some bright festive Christmas bows on here, I'm starting by folding this ribbon over and over on itself, making about 5 or 6 layers of ribbon that are about 8 to 10 inches wide. Pinch that in the center, tie it off with some wire, and then fluff out your ribbon loops. I did the same thing with this sparkly polka dot ribbon. I actually got this one in Dollar General, I believe, for $2. And then I tied this bow right in next to the red glitter bow, and then I added a red deco mesh bow as well.
Let's go outside, the snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me, with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love. Yeah, all the Christmas songs that we love.
You can hot glue some berries and flocked greenery picks in there and have them kind of peeking out from behind the bows.
And while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire, 'cause all I want is to spend this day with you.
I also took 2 pipe cleaners, folded them in half, and used them on either side of that red ribbon that we used to tie the snowman up at the top. And I twisted the pipe cleaners together really tightly to make a hanger for this Christmas snowman wreath. Now you can use this on your front door, or you can use it inside just as wall decor, Christmas wall decor. And then I glued another piece of pine, some berries, and a pine cone, along with a few little poinsettia flowers, just whatever little Christmas floral pieces that you want to use, up at the top over the hanger part, in order to just complete the look of this super cute, fun, and festive snowman wreath wall decor DIY. And here is how it turned out.
Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you.
For the next one, you're going to need a wreath frame from Dollar Tree, and you will need 1 or 2 buffalo check scarves. We're going to cut the fringe off the end, and then we're going to go ahead and cut this scarf into a whole bunch of shorter pieces. And I'm basically making my cuts about every 2 inches or so. I mean, the easiest thing to do is just every 2 squares make another slice in the material, so that you'll end up with a whole bunch of shorter pieces, and then you can just take them and tie them around your wreath. Comment and let me know if you guys know, is this a rag wreath? I forget what you call that, this design. I actually did a whole blanket like this years ago for Mike back when we were first dating, and we actually still have it, although it has since turned into Kenzie's blanket, our Italian Greyhound, so she uses the blanket more than we do now. But anyway, yeah, so this is really easy. It doesn't require any skill. It doesn't require any sewing. Next, since this is going to be a snowman wreath, I'm taking one of these wooden snowman signs from Dollar Tree. This is just a wood sign, so you can totally paint or customize this however you want. And you know what? You can just go ahead and paint this entire thing white. I kind of started just by painting the snowman part white, and then I didn't know what color for sure I wanted his hat to be or his scarf. I definitely thought about doing like a Santa hat and doing like a red scarf and a red hat with the white trim. Anyway, I just decided to go with something different, and rather than doing a Santa outfit here, just go ahead and kind of coordinate it to my wreath. So I did black trim on the hat and did a white pom-pom with some glitter on it out on the end, and I decided to make kind of like a checkered pattern, although if you can see how his hat is kind of slouching over to the side, I did not want all the squares to be perfectly straight because I figured they were straight but the hat is kind of crooked. So anyway, I kind of drew out a little bit of a pattern here, some squares, how I wanted them coming around so I could make this sort of a plaid pattern. And basically I'm just alternating and staggering white, black, and then a square that has diagonal striping in it, just creating a little plaid effect. And then I just did the exact same thing on his scarf.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing, just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before.
For our little snowman's face, obviously I'm starting with an orange carrot nose, and Dollar Tree does have orange acrylic paint, so I keep one on hand and I get so much use out of it. And then I'm going to take my black Sharpie paint pen, but I started making something for his eyes, and at least I get to show you guys a variety of different style eyes, and you can pick what you like and make your snowman that way. I just did these large black circles. In order to get a little glitter and shine on here, I added these rhinestones for the center of our snowman's eyes. And despite adding in some cute eyebrows and a really happy smile, I still I'm not totally satisfied with how the eyes turned out. I don't know why. For some reason, it has like a little spooky look to me, I guess, which is so weird because he looks like a happy, smiling snowman. I don't know. It's just, it didn't quite turn out the way that I was hoping, but let me know your thoughts. Does he look cute or does he look spooky? Now, of course, I felt like my wreath would not be complete without adding some bows and some Christmas stuff. So I've got this red glitter ribbon from Dollar Tree. I'm just folding that over on itself and then bunching it into the middle and leaving a tail hanging down. So I did the same thing with some of that burlap and lace ribbon, which honestly, I don't really like the burlap and lace with this. I couldn't decide what to add to this wreath, so I kind of just decided to use something that I already had laying around on hand. And it's kind of cute, and if that fits with your decor, it'll probably be perfect. But, you know, use what works for you. So if you need gold or silver, or maybe you want to add white, honestly, I think some white ribbon in here instead of the burlap might look better. But I didn't have any white ribbon, so I'm just kind of going with this. And then I filled in around where the bow is going to be. I want it all coming out from under there. I pulled apart a Christmas floral pick from Dollar Tree. So I have like these little snowy branches and the glitter covered pine cones. But of course, you know, definitely feel free to use whatever you have. And anyway, here is how this wreath turned out. Okay, we are moving on to the next one. For this one, I'm actually taking a fall pumpkin, and I wanted to try spray painting this if I went really lightly and just see if I could get it to be white as a base for a snowman with a very light coat of spray paint so that it hopefully wouldn't eat into the styrofoam. Now, I was able to get some paint on there, and I just did really, really lightly misting on the paint, and it really didn't eat into the styrofoam at all, which was nice. However, I felt like it kind of was staying a little bit tacky and sticky, and it wasn't drying as well as I hoped. So honestly, you guys, let me know if you have tips, but I don't have much success in spray painting styrofoam. So I ended up just going over this and just covering it with a coat of white chalk paint, and that was so much easier and so much better. I mean, the fact that I had spray painted it a little bit already definitely gave me a base coat in order to just chalk paint really easily over and get a really good coverage, because I think otherwise you're probably still going to need 2 coats of chalk paint. I did add some glitter on here as well while it was wet. I thought that would be kind of fun just to add a little bit of sparkle. And then for our snowman's head, now I had this idea of using one of these cute little snowman ornaments from Dollar Tree this year. And what I'm going to do is actually remove the stem of the pumpkin and then take one of the jumbo popsicle sticks from Dollar Tree. But I'm just using this now to stick that popsicle stick down into where the pumpkin stem was, and then we're going to glue the snowman head onto it. So this is going to kind of be like the neck and support this head standing up. But what you want to do is leave a space in between the snowman head and this other pumpkin for the snowman body, so that we can take one of the scarves from Dollar Tree and we're going to give our snowman an actual scarf. Now, I wanted to use this red checkered one, the red plaid, and it's pretty big to fit around here. So what I did was actually overlap that middle portion of the scarf and then kind of fold it on itself and use that around the back. So this way I had a shorter section left over to tie in the front, and it wouldn't be like too long. It was really quick and easy. I think it turned out super cute, and it'll definitely fit with your snowman winter decor, snowman Christmas decor. For the next one now, I am going to make somewhat of like a candy dish, candy bowl, or a tray that you could put like keys in or your outgoing mail. Taking 2 glass candlesticks from Dollar Tree. Now these are glued together. Again, this was left over from a previous project, but you basically glue the two tops of the glass candlesticks together. You can do this with hot glue to make it quick, or you can do it with E6000 if you want to get a super great strong hold on here. This one also has a little trinket tray, also from Dollar Tree, already glued to the top. Renee had been making something out of this and this was left over, so I figured I'm going to use it up and I'm going to make a cute craft and a little decoration for our Christmas decor with it. She already glued this little trinket tray and she painted the trinket tray over with white chalk paint already. I decided to use this the way it is because you don't really need the trinket tray. However, I think it helps and I think it adds a good bit of stability, and if you paint it white, it's gonna look better, because then what we're gonna do is take this garden dish, glue that right on here, right on top of that trinket tray. I flipped this over, spray painted the whole underside white. Now, I found this adorable yardstick sign in Dollar Tree, and I already broke off the sign, the stick part, so that I can just use the snowman. I also had some tumbling tower game blocks, and these I had already glued together. These did not work out from a previous project that I tried, and they did not work, but they're going to be perfect for this. So all you really need is to just use or glue some of those wooden blocks together, and you can kind of create like a little stand for the back of the snowman so that you can support him and help him stand up in the candy dish here. I wanted to go ahead and add some flocked florals and a winter pick, some of this ribbon, along with some pink ribbon that I had left over also from Dollar Tree. The bright red and green and pink, it would coordinate with the colors on the snowman. I went ahead, and what I do with the ribbon is kind of make a loop and then fold it the other way and then overlap it again to the left and again over the right side. And then, so I have like a couple folds over itself. And then I just pinch that in the middle and tie it off with some wire. And then you can fan out the loops now on each side. And I like to leave a long tail hanging down, so we can cut that one. I cut mine up diagonally into the center so that it would kind of create this V point. And I tied that in on top of my Christmas floral pick, and super easy. The last thing I want to do to fill in the center of the bow is I'm going to add a couple of these little shiny vase filler balls along with one of these little styrofoam snowflakes. I guess these are also a vase filler technically. There's like little Christmas trees and stars, and there's a whole pack of these little foam shapes that you can get in Dollar Tree. So I'm just gonna add a little snowflake on there and some little glitter vase filler balls, and this is pretty much done. So here is how our little candy dish turned out. Let me know, what would you guys put in here? I'm still actually looking for some good dairy-free candies that I could maybe put out around the holidays, but for now I'm gonna just stick some peppermints that I had laying around, stick them in here, and I might keep this out here in the foyer because it does fit in really well with our Christmas candy cane and candy decor out here, and he's super cute. For this one, I wanted to make something along the lines of a birch bark snowman, and I'm taking a Dollar Tree foam pumpkin as the base, and then wrapping and layering some lace ribbon around here for some texture. However, if you can find the narrow burlap and twine design ribbons at Dollar Tree, I think it would look better. I think it would even already give you some of that like brownish color to help make this look like a birch bark snowman. I couldn't find that, so we are just going to make this lace one work, but you'll have to let me know what you think of how it turns out. I also took a white velvet pumpkin from Dollar Tree. It just seemed like it was the best size. Now, if you can find one that's not velvet and that is in a size that works, by all means use that. Now for the velvet pumpkin, I decided to try something a little bit different, and I took this burlap ribbon and cut it into 4 little pieces here, 4 strips of burlap ribbon, and then I spaced those out and wrapped them around the velvet pumpkin, and then I came back over it, glued everything on with hot glue, and I sponged white chalk paint over this one as well. I also came back and cut some pieces of that same lace and added that onto the edges of the burlap pieces that I added. Just really wanted to build up some texture and dimension on this pumpkin so we could really make it look like tree bark and make this look like a birch bark, along with a smaller smooth pumpkin for the head, which I also painted white, but I skipped the lace on here because we're going to make our snowman face on this one now. So I used a generous amount of hot glue to stack all 3 pumpkins and keep them in place. You do have to pull out or cut off the stems in order to stack them up. And then Dollar Tree has 3 adorable little top hat ornaments this year in slightly different colors and patterns. So one of those will be perfect for our snowman hat. Now, for his nose, I took a large orange bead and then I glued a smaller orange bead on top of it, and this made kind of like a little pointy orange carrot nose. I also brushed on some chalk paint over portions of the lace in order to help make it look a little bit more like pieces of birch bark. I am using the color Castle, which is kind of a grayish brown color. It just seemed like the best thing I have to look like this, but whatever you have that's kind of like a tan color. I went all the way around the bottom and the middle pumpkins like this, just making these kind of stripes on the edge of the ribbons, on the edge of some of the ribbons, just in order to kind of help it look a little bit like pieces of bark. And then I added a piece of burlap ribbon around his neck, and I just kind of glued that in place so it would stay right where I wanted it there. And then I took a black Sharpie marker, so easy and simple to just make 2 little eyes and an adorable little smile on here, along with adding 3 beads down the front as buttons. Now comment and let me know some name ideas for this little snowman, or is it a snow lady? I'm not really sure, so let me know if you think this sweet snow person looks more like a snowman or a snow girl, and what would you name him or her?
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, oh my goodness, I know this was a long one. So thanks so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know which ones were your favorites. I can't wait to see you soon with lots more home decor DIYs and lots of Christmas decor. I love you guys. I wish you a beautiful and blessed day, and I will see you soon in the next one. Bye.